The timer's going. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Matt, aka Thanatos, and I am joined today with two of my favorite comic YouTubers, Instagrammers, friends. I should probably rookie mistake it over here. Joined by Carlos, or I don't know how you say your. I'm not very. I don't want to like jack up your Instagram name, but Los reached out to me and had this idea of this year-end discussion where we're not just talking about comic books. I mean, we're talking about comic books and how they've affected our lives this past year, and also just our actual lives. A lot of crazy big things have happened for all of us, I think, this past year. And I'm also joined with TJ, the Slabdragon Watson. Thank you so much for joining us, TJ. He's here just because he's got a lot of comics to show. And because he's a great friend. Let's be real here. But thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
So if you guys want to grab a drink and hang out, we might be here for a little bit. Probably not 3 hours. I don't want to do a 3-hour crying fest. Not turn this into one of those shows. But I don't know how this works. So I have both of these up.
So I don't know how this works.
I'm assuming I should look at the YouTube chat because it looks like it's updating faster. But we got White Whale Comics in the house, Unruly Simeon, Comics NYC, Hialeah Comic Bro, Man Bat, Geek Aficionado, Randy Rasnake is in the house. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
For everybody, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. I probably haven't done that either. So how was you guys' New Year's?
For me, I spent some FaceTime with Justin at midnight, and we did a toast. It was nice.
Yeah,
how about you?
Mine was pretty uneventful. Stayed home, got my two daughters and the newborn, and apparently there's some kind of bug going around or something. So of course, my wife is not feeling good. My newborn has something, mucus and all types of garbage coming out of him. And my oldest wasn't feeling too good. So yeah, it was one of those quiet days at home and just
keep it easy.
Yeah. It was one of those restless nights and nobody wanted to sleep, and so just stayed home.
That's respectable. So tell us so you have two daughters.
Yes.
And is your newborn a boy?
Yes.
Oh, man. You
were two girls and a boy.
Were you scared?
No, not really. And it's funny because my two daughters, we found out what the sex was going to be beforehand. And this was our last kid. I'm done. If my wife wants to have another baby, it's going to be with somebody else.
Don't let your wife.
Yeah, it was just, this was going to be our last one. And I wanted to make something different. I was like, you know what? I don't want to know. I'll let it be a surprise. And if it was going to be 3 girls, so be it. If it was a boy, then, it didn't matter as long as the baby was healthy. And it, turned out to be a boy. And he was a whopper. I wasn't expecting him to be that big. My wife is not a big lady by any means. She's 5'1", tiny little thing. And he came out. He was 21 inches long. He was 10 pounds 11 ounces.
Oh, chancho.
Yeah, and it was a natural birth. No C-section, no nothing.
That is crazy.
She pushed that monster out. I was like, holy cow. So I give my wife just strongest person I know, because there is no way in hell that I was doing that.
Is she talking to you again?
But yeah. Pretty much. When he came out, everybody's like, you gave birth to a toddler. I was like, holy crap.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So surprisingly enough, Los and I have like we were actually talking before the show started about how he was watching my channel for a while, about it has to be more than a year ago.
Probably.
I saw a lot of your comments. You commented a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was in my comments that I kind of pushed you like, hey, you should make a video. And then you made a video for a contest entry, I believe.
For Reggie.
Yes. And we've talked and we've been familiar with each other, but this is the first time that we've ever been live with each other, which is crazy to me.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm super pumped about this. We've always talked about like, we should collaborate, we should do something, but
yeah. We, spoke on Instagram all the time. And I know, like I said, I try to make it to as many live chats as possible. I know on the East Coast, sometimes it gets a little late over here. But I'm kind of a night owl anyway, so I usually stay up pretty late. And I try to make the chats, and then when I don't, I watch it on replay. I try to comment, and I've been on a few of the the 3-hour live streams, and I know I've contacted you a couple of times after some of those, behind the scenes, and just wanted to make sure that it's not just a YouTube thing. It was more a human thing, and I wanted to reach out and be like, hey, if you do need any kind of support, if you need to just talk and not be on YouTube or whatever and have a private conversation, I'm all ears, and I don't mind lending that support. I know obviously life is tough, things happen, and sometimes you just need an ear. You don't need, you don't even need the back and forth banter. Sometimes you just need to unload something on somebody and just be like, I just need somebody to listen to my crap for an hour and then I'll be good or something like that. So, and I have no issues with that at all. I'm more than happy to help anybody like that. So,
well, I appreciate it. I know, like, I feel like since I moved here and with the divorce and all this other stuff, I've leaned on the comic book community on YouTube as it hurts to say crutch, but it's kind of what it is. And I have all my friends that I grew up with that I talk to. I talk to TJ. TJ always gets mad because I won't read his messages for a while, or like I'm just bad at it. But I tell him like, bro, I talk to you more than I talk to my own mother. Like I talk to YouTubers. Less recently, I think TJ is really the one guy that I've stayed in steady contact with, and that's mostly because he's persistent. And sometimes I just like I crawl back in my shell, but I do kind of feel bad sometimes because I do feel like it's like, oh, another live show. Let's watch Matt unload negative stuff for the next 2 hours. But hearing like since I posted my first video about the whole like 2-month change thing, all the people that have been posting on Instagram on the comments section, like it makes me, I almost forgot how supportive you guys all are, and you don't even know me. I mean, like, you know me, and it feels like we've known each other for a long time and that we're friends, but it's, you guys put more support out than sometimes I feel like even guys that I've known since I was a kid, and it's astounding. So yeah, thank you guys, everybody who's in here. Alex, the comic hoarder's in here. Look at that. Bake the Snake. Bunch of good guys.
Yeah, there's a ton of people in the chat. And like I said, for me personally too, like I know I'm, on the bottom of the food chain as far as like channels go and stuff like that. And there's, you have plenty of people in the chat that show up regularly anytime I put out a live stream or something like that, or a video, and they come on all the time. And I definitely appreciate those guys, because apparently, without them showing up, it'll just be me talking to a camera and that's it. So, I definitely appreciate everybody who shows up to, listen to me ramble for whatever length of time. So I definitely appreciate that. So thanks to everybody that's in the chat.
if you don't take off that Boston hat anytime soon, I might just delete you. At least it's not a Patriots hat. I feel like if it was a Patriots hat, I would have been like, and he's gone.
No, I'm actually, I'm originally from New York, and so I'm a Giants fan. So a Giants fan living in New England. Yeah, I mean it's interesting to be here, to listen to everybody, talking. Oh, the Patriots are great, and I'm like, we got twice, both times we got you.
Got him.
Just
how are the Colts doing this year?
But we're not talking about that. And where's that delete button? Remove.
and gone.
And he's gone. So actually, I set up this whole video thing kind of late, but I will go back and add Los's YouTube and Instagram, and same with TJ. I'm going to post your Snapchat, TJ. he made one of those little emoji things, the Bitmoji, and it is TJ in a little like animated form. Amazing. And it's so you, because I know, like, if I ever open up Facebook or Instagram and, like, you get that little green dot that pops up, TJ knows. TJ sees that stuff happen. But with Snapchat, it's like his little face shows up, and he's just like, I'm watching what you're typing. TJ will always find you.
That's funny.
So overall, 2019. It's crazy that it's a whole new decade. Like seeing all these people posting pictures of like 2010 me to 2020 me. Where were you guys in 2010?
Whoo. So I don't know if TJ wants to go or
you go first.
All right. So 2010. For me, I had just turned 30 and no kids. It was a party that I will never forget. Well, the part that I didn't black out after, I won't forget. But just a crazy night, and one of those things that it's one of those moments that'll live for me forever. And we have the pictures to prove things that actually happened. But definitely a great time. And looking back at those times, and then looking at myself now, and just like, wow, yeah. So went from going all crazy and drinking to now being a family man, and going on a father-daughter date to watch Frozen 2 or something like that. So, it's a little crazy, but it was well worth it. And I'll never want to change those experiences that I had. It made me the person that I am now. So I'll take it. It is what it is. But yeah, turning 40 this year, so doing that 10-year jump was kind of crazy.
Wild, man. Even to think about it, we're going to be back in the roaring 20s, huh? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
For me, in 2010, I was 5 years into getting back into collecting comics, spending most of my time in coffee shops because I had no phone or any computer or anything. I just went to coffee shops, used their computer.
Why did you have no phone, TJ?
Because I threw it out window.
He just told me about this earlier today. How long did you not have a phone because you threw it out the window?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
That's dedication to be like, I don't want to contact anyone.
And no one contacted me either. So
it
went both ways. That
made me really sad just now. Thank you, TJ.
But I was mastering eBay and buying comic books like crazy. Aspen website, eBay, the spending money left and right, spending it faster than I make it, which I still do today. And it was my first year in for what was to become my best friend, Justin. So I've known Justin for a year at that point. So
I just realized that he sent me a Facebook friend request like months ago, and I thought I didn't know that person, so I just let it sit there forever. And then I finally saw like one mutual friend, and I'm like, oh, it's that Justin.
He was so happy. He called me when he accepted it.
Yeah, I felt terrible because I had seen it months and months ago, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. And I didn't believe it. I just left it there.
He was depressed forever that you were ignoring him. He goes, Matt doesn't like me. I said, Matt doesn't know you.
Which is also true.
Yeah.
I tend to hermit myself often. It seems weird because like when I'm in these live chats, I don't know. Do you guys? I don't know if the perception is that I'm an introvert or I'm very open. But like when I'm out in the real world, I'm like, don't look at me. Don't look at me.
No, you put on a good show, Matt, because I'm the same way at work. I'm at work, I put on a persona. I'm happy and glad to meet you. Let's go look at this mattress. At home, just or at a party, I'm in the corner just watching people. Quiet.
Yep, brooding.
Always brooding.
I'm kind of the same way. I mean, sometimes it takes me a little while to warm up, especially if I'm in a place that I don't really know too many people or anything like that. But once I get going, I usually have to get told to be quiet, because just keep rambling on, especially if it's something that I like to talk about, comics or whatever, movies and stuff. It just keeps coming out. It's just like word vomit. It's like, okay.
It's everything I had a few weeks ago when I went out to dinner with Adam. I met him for the first time in real life, and I was so scared.
Why are you scared?
I'm just scared. I'm very shy when I'm around new people, and I just get really nervous. It took me even the drive there was scary because I'm kind of an agoraphobia, and that right now I just don't like leaving the house. And things that we used to be able to do 20 years ago, I would drive all over the place, no problem. I was almost having a panic attack just driving down Woodward to get to the restaurant. But I did it. I got through it.
I'm struggling here now with the fact that I have like one guy friend that I grew up with. And I don't know how to like meet people. Like I've met some people, but mostly like through YouTube. I met a Whoopty Bird down in the Springs, and some other guys. But for the most part, like I don't just like go drinking and be like, hey, I'm hanging out with you today. Okay, before I talk about that, but I didn't know there. Like, I was thinking about ways. Someone actually mentioned it on, I think, in a comment or in an IG message. Like, get on a website called Meetup, and it's like these big groups of people that are like, hey, we're the Aurora Geek Squadron, and it's a bunch of nerds that will post like events. They'll be like, hey, I'm playing D&D in my house, or we're going to go to an arcade, or we're going to go drinking. And you can just like accept the invite, and then you meet up, and hopefully you make some connections, which I think is so cool that that's even an option. And they have like everything. They have like, if you want to talk about real estate, they have real estate groups. They have lawyer groups. They have 20s and 30s groups. They have 80 to 100 groups, TJ. There's so many options.
Pardon?
They have ones where you can talk about your time in the 50s, stuff like that.
I'm not that old.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, they have. And so if anyone is looking for stuff to do,
don't play dates,
and you don't want to feel like creepy, because that's how I feel. Like I don't want to be like the creeper guy that's like, hey, that's a nice group of friends you got there. You mind if I hijack it? This just gives you an opportunity to meet new people. So meetup.com, every region has it. Oh, Burke's over here. Anyone remember Yahoo? I don't remember Yahoo chats. I remember AOL Instant Messenger, where ASL, and I would always lie. I'm not 13 years old. I'm 16. It was probably a fake girl, by the way, but I told a girl once that I was 6'5", like 5, and I weighed like 140 pounds. And then I'm like, years later, I look back, I'm thinking like, if I was 6'4" and I weighed like 140 pounds, oof.
You're a rail.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't very good at lying. I'd probably hook up with you, Burke. No homo. But I would. When he was 14, did you read that?
That's funny.
I don't know what ICQ is. I remember ICQ. Do you guys know what that is?
Nope.
ICQ.
I am technologically disadvantaged.
Why? Are you on AOL?
I have my Apple iPad. That's all I have.
You know, I haven't. Someone had AOL at work a few years ago, and I remember like hearing the "You've got mail" and being like, "What? What is happening? How do you?"
At my work, we had to get email addresses for every customer, and you'd be surprised how many AOLs there are.
Did I tell you about a guy?
SBC Global. Yeah.
There was a guy who rented my house in Florida, and I was like, "Hey, man, I need your email address so I can send you all the rental stuff." And he's like, "I don't have one." I'm like, "Okay, well, let's get you set up with this." So we sat down, and he was like, "I'm like, well, okay, so we're on Gmail. What do you want your username to be?" And he was like, "Billy." Like, Billy? Just
that's it.
Billy@gmail.com. Like, Billy, you're gonna have to add some numbers to that, bro, because that's long gone. The Snake says I still use an AOL email for business.
I wouldn't mind my device saying "You got mail." I really wouldn't.
I've always liked. Do you ever watch Eurotrip?
Yeah.
Mail, motherfucker. I thought that was the greatest thing ever.
You know what? I think when I had AOL, I mean, I'm pretty sure I still have it, and it probably has like 487,000 emails because I don't open it. But I'm pretty sure I downloaded the Wave to change when you open it up. It said the same thing after I saw that movie. I was like, oh, I need to have this on my computer.
That was the best. It was my text message ringtone for a long time.
Yeah.
Bake the Snake said the same thing. I used that Wave file for my computer.
Yeah.
That was the go-to, man.
Yeah, it was.
I started out with Yahoo, but they got hacked too many times, and I got hacked too many times, so I switched to Gmail.
Yeah.
Gmail's where the party's at. If you're not on Gmail, you're doing it wrong.
I got a strange mail today from Heritage Auctions saying, "Here's your invoice for $115 for your past due bill," and I just sent them a message back saying, "For what? I haven't been on Heritage Auction sites in over 10 years." So, kind of concerned that someone might be using my information or something.
Change your password and make it hard.
I didn't know what my password to Heritage is.
Oh. That'd be a weird one to try to hack into your account, though.
Yeah. So I'm gonna call them tomorrow. They were closed today.
You know that beat is in your head right now, Los. No, let Fiona and me do it in my band.
But it was funny how it was Matt Damon
who
was the one singing, and everybody's like, "Wait, is that Matt Damon?" Like, what the hell?
He was awesome.
It was pretty good. I love that movie.
So we totally went off. I mean, that's kind of what we do on my shows, I guess, go off topic on stuff. We were talking about our differences between 2010 and now, which is obviously crazy. But your 2019 overall, did you guys want to talk about some highlights? Like, maybe we could talk good, bad.
Sure.
Show us some books, since it's a comic book YouTube channel, slowly turning into a self-help YouTube channel. Go ahead, TJ.
Well, 2019 for me, comic book wise, was a slow year. I only got 112 new books to add to the collection. And I only posted pictures of 107 of them because some of them I can't find. But I did have a lot of amazing books I got this year, and some amazing gifts from my friends, including Carlos, who gave. I don't have it. I couldn't find it. It's in one of these stacks somewhere. But he gave me a great J. Scott Campbell Vampirella. It's signed 9.8, and I love it. It was on my list to get.
Wait, is that the red cover?
Yes.
What? I saw you posted that. I saw that. You gave that to TJ?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. It was
You didn't read the comment?
No, man. I haven't watched YouTube in forever. I feel really bad. I'm so sorry. Like if something has happened in the last, 8 months, I missed it. I apologize.
Yeah, it was the I believe it was Vampirella number 0. It was the 1 in 100, like J. Scott Campbell.
Is it with the full body or where she's closer up?
Closer up.
Okay.
Closer up. It's the half. So the one with the full body is number 1.
Got it.
And I think that's like a 1 in 50 or something like that. And then the number 0 is the 1 in 100.
That's awesome.
It's a rarer one. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I opened it up and I got it, I said I got to my watch list and said, "Oops, space spilled. I can put something else on."
Nice.
Very happy. Because and another gift I got, my Christmas present from Alec, who after saying that when I exchanged Christmas presents this year, sent me this. It's so dark I can't figure out how to take a picture of it yet, but I'm working on it.
That's always the worst when you're trying to take a picture of a black cover.
Oh.
Yes, it's very dark purple and black, and it's with a silver signature for Michael Turner.
Nice.
It's a yellow label.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I was very happy about that.
That's awesome.
And I got this present for Christmas last year, but it was in 2019. One of my prized possessions.
That's a good one.
Yes.
I remember that.
Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome. Trust me, I could turn around and show you 10 more books that I've gotten from you that are better than that. Oh.
I got this wonderful gift from Take the Time Collectibles. This is an original John Byrne page.
What?
Whoa.
Yes.
Holy cow.
And he pretty much wore me down like Carlos did.
That's awesome. Holy cow.
Real quick, TJ, Kika Aficionado is asking if that was a Fathom book.
This?
That's
what was the Phantom book?
Was the Michael
one that Alex sent you?
Was that a Fathom?
Fathom. It was Soulfire number 6.
Soulfire number 6.
Yep. Wizard World VIP edition.
Wow. That's awesome.
2006.
Man.
Yeah.
And
Rest in
the
peace.
thing about that book,
I miss you.
Yeah.
the thing about this too is that I tried to buy this in that coffee shop, and it was sold out. I missed it back in the day.
Wow. Well, came back full circle.
Yeah. There's definitely a book that I got that one that I would have. I got it this year, and that's a book that I would have loved to be able to get signed by Michael Turner. It was one that I've been hunting for a while, and I finally got it at a good price. But yeah,
that's the Aspen Comics variant one, right?
It's I think the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's right.
It is so good to know that you're a Michael Turner fan, Carlos.
Oh,
Oh my God. Hint, hint, guys. That was like, by the way, you're about to get TJ'd.
No, I'm not.
Just found out you're a Michael Turner fan. Good luck.
I love that book.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's the best like feel good thing I've had in a long time.
This is one of my most amazing nights I ever had.
When you unveiled that, when everybody came together and got you that thing, that made me cry. I admit that it made me cry. I was like, holy crap, that is amazing.
The more important thing about this is incredible, but all of my Sons of the Dragon together in one place, that really is what moved me the most. That you all did this and you were all there.
Yeah, that got me.
It wasn't TJ. There were a lot of people that helped make that happen, and
I know
John Dwyer was the big push for that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that I'm not sure who all the others are. I got a couple of feelers in there, but they're going to get theirs. But I was just awesome. That you're all there was impressive for me. And this. The present from Alec.
Alec.
This is the unpublished cover for Missing Pieces number 4.
4.
He could have done a little better. I'm just.
This is an amazing piece, and it meant a lot to him. He loved this piece, and he gave it to me. And
wow,
and it's incredible.
That's Alec. You know, he doesn't show that he cares, but he does.
Yeah, his face says nothing, but his heart says everything.
Alex shows me his heart every day.
That was weird.
Whatever. God, I can't believe how similar you and Justin are.
Both prior military, man. We make everything a sex joke.
When Justin met us at the restaurant when I met Adam, the first thing out of his mouth said, "Move over, dickhead."
Okay.
Feels about right. What about any negatives, TJ? Do you have any bad stuff happen this year that you need us for?
I've had a lot of bad stuff happen this year, but
if you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to. We don't have to push anything, but I mean, very open forum. You know, everybody here is here to support. You can't just have a whole bunch of good every year. You know, you're gonna have your bad days.
Well, you're all familiar with the seizure I had probably about 7-8 months ago.
Yep.
And it caused some minor brain damage. And the effects of that have been growing steadily over the last few months. It's kind of happened at work a couple of times and scared everyone up. And I only told my boss what's really going on. But I tend to... I've got it down to a science where it's happened enough where I can actually analyze that when I get upset, I pass out.
That's not good.
It's a trigger.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to be more zen at work, but the people I work with is making it difficult.
Yeah.
But that happens, and also have a very short-term memory loss. I can do something and forget I did it. I mean, seconds later. Then I go back to do it, and I realize I already did it, and that makes me upset, and then I pass out.
How often do you find yourself doing this?
The short-term memory, daily, several times a day. The passing out, at least once a day.
Once a day?
It's got to about once a day. And also can lose some muscle control. where I can like lift something up and then it'll just fall on my hand because I can't control it. It's all in the cerebellum. The damage is done, and doctor's advice is pretty much, yeah, you're just gonna have to get used to it.
That's not the right answer.
Yeah.
Hey, well, at least you're still pretty, TJ. You got that.
I think you look better in Justice League underwear than I would. Thank you.
Yeah, I was in a bad place when I made that part of the video. I immediately regretted putting that in. I was like, I should not have posted this.
You never read my comment, did you?
No, I didn't want to read any comments. Where
I said, when are we going to see the Snyder cut?
Oh, that's amazing. Oh.
But the depression also got worse after I tried that new drug. It for a while there, a few months ago, it was really bad because when my clinical depression is kicking in, which it kicks in a lot more often than it used to, but when I got regular depression on top of the clinical depression, it's devastating. Right now, though, I'm in a better place. When the clinical depression comes in, the other depression is not there right now. Okay. I had an amazing friend talk to me a few weeks ago and said some things that made that part go away. Okay. So, thank you, Matt.
Well, that was me?
Yeah.
That was me.
I mean, I was literally, I need to apologize to you, TJ, because TJ and I have obviously had a great friendship over the past, probably almost 2 years, right? Maybe a year. And, we've talked about depression, and it's something that obviously being in the military, I've talked in my videos that like, I never talked to anybody. I never sought help. And I've seen depression in the military. I've seen suicide. I've seen substance abuse and all this stuff. And because it's always been like, it hasn't impacted me, even though looking back, it was there. I just never sought help for any of it. So TJ initially opened up to me and was like, hey, this is happening. The depression is real. And I've talked to multiple doctors, multiple psychiatrists, and they prescribe me multiple things. And they always make it like worse. I have nothing's ever helped me. And sometimes it even like has the opposite effect where instead of helping, it completely, it
heightens it.
Yeah. And I was almost, TJ will tell you that I was mean, but to me, I was Tech Sergeant English telling someone like, hey, go talk to somebody. There's more you can do. There's always more you can do. There's always more resources. There's always more research. There's always more science. And until recently, when I started talking to my own psychiatrist about all this stuff, I thought it was all bullshit. Like, no offense, TJ, but I always thought that was like, there's no way that you're at the end of your rope and there's nothing else you can do. But having already been on 3 different medications for either anxiety or depression, and one of them, Wellbutrin, causing me to almost like, I have felt crazy. Like I felt psychotic. And I'm like, that's the opposite of what any of this stuff should do. So TJ, I am sorry that I was not supportive in that. And I was definitely, Alec will tell you that I was mean. Yeah, thanks. So I apologize. And in the future, like I definitely will be more empathetic in terms of understanding mood disorders and all these other things that I never even considered a thing.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things too that it's something that doesn't really get talked about a lot, especially I feel anyway in the male side of things, where people feel like if you talk about any kind of mental health, it makes you weak, right? It makes you feel, seem that you're weak, a weaker person, and which is totally bullshit. We all have mental issues, whether you choose to accept it or not. Right? Life is shitty sometimes, right? You can get lost in yourself and get lost in a lot of crap. And most people have a hard time talking about it, and they would rather close everything in and just hold it all in, and that just makes it worse. So when you hear people say, oh, I go to a psychiatrist and I do this and I talk, it's not a bad thing. It's sometimes you need to let that shit out. Like you just have to. And like I said, I don't demean anybody for any kind of issues that they feel like they have. If you feel like you have an issue, then I'll gladly try to help any way that I can. I'm not gonna say, oh, you're full of shit, and it's just whatever, that'll pass and you can get over that. And it's like, no, it's not one of those things. Everybody has their own thing, and it's different for some people. Like some people can get over certain things and some people can, or whatever. Everybody has their own way of dealing with things, and those are the things you need to address. But it has to be addressed specifically for you. So like you'll have somebody come over and be like, oh, I dealt with that, and this is how I dealt with it. And it's like, that's fine. That's good for you, but it might not work for me.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, again, the listening aspect of it is more important than just telling somebody to do something or do this or do that. And it's like, that's not what you want to hear right now. Like, I just want somebody to listen to me and don't judge me and don't come down and be like, oh yeah, well, just get over it. Do this. And no, like, just listen. just fucking listen.
And that's definitely how I was with TJ. I was definitely talking at him and not with him. And
yeah, and like I said, and I think that's one of the things that a lot of people and I definitely commended Matt for doing that. Having the challenge that he did and putting that out there. And I know TJ speaks about it all the time as well. Being able to openly speak about that. It's pretty much the first step in actually saying that, and talking about mental health. And it's a lot of things, again, it's something that a lot of people don't talk about. Everybody wants to talk about like physical health and, but mental health that's big. Like it's everybody, again, the brain is, it's a crazy thing. We don't know barely anything about our damn brains. And it's one of those things where people need to talk about it and not, hold things in and not be ashamed of thinking that that's making you a lesser person. Which again, like I said, is bullshit. You shouldn't think that way. And that's how I feel. It's one of those things. I feel strongly about it. And I condemn anybody that will demean somebody for that, trying to get help for themselves. So that's not my shtick.
Now, let me be a little clarification. When I pass out, what it really is imagine the worst head rush you ever had, and you lose consciousness just for a few seconds, and you're down.
Yeah,
but I'm back up in like 30 seconds more.
Yeah,
it's not. I'm unconscious for a long time. It's just down, up.
Wow.
It's just a massive pressure. And then
it just feels like the biggest head rush you ever have when you stand up. Boom, you're down. Yeah. And what they say about when you're young and you fall down in public, everyone ignores you. And when you're old, you're old because when you fall down in public, everyone runs to your rescue.
Yeah.
I'm freaking old. I've never seen so many people run to my side at Tim Hortons when I went down.
Yeah, talking, about like feeling old. I mean, I know Matt, is doing this and he's doing the Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and he's like, oh yeah, my neck and my shoulder and everything hurts. I'm like, dude, my back, my neck, my shoulder hurts just getting out of bed in the morning to go to work. It's
You
like
need a new
crack and everything.
You need a new mattress is what you need.
Yeah, well, you know, when you have a queen size bed and your wife is only 5'1", but likes to sleep diagonally, and I have this space in the corner, and I'm close to 6 feet tall, and I have this much space. She has the entire bed.
Hey, have a good
How
day,
old is your
JP.
How old is your mattress?
I want to say it's probably like 5 years old now. We did
Okay.
recently purchase a new one, but like I'm losing retail space on it. You know, my wife has some, and then now with the baby, every once in a while he pops into bed too. So even more space gone for me. Is like, yeah,
About right.
it's about right. Yeah.
So
Sorry, professional questions.
before I want to answer a question from Pope and Kingpin Comics. Oh, I accidentally tagged King of the Golden State. I meant Kingpin. Mattress wise, I have Melody's old mattress, and her mattress or my mattress is at her place.
Call me.
But I didn't realize her mattress is a spring.
Thank you, TJ.
Like where I have been laying is like a giant bowl now. So I just ordered a new mattress because I can't do that.
What did you order?
I'm not going to tell you, TJ.
No, I don't know if you should cancel it or not. What did you order?
No, you're not gonna like it. It's the same mattress that I have at Melody's house. I just don't want to go get my mattress. I deal with it.
So if you like the mattress, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, it was a great mattress. But Pope earlier asked, "Hey Matt, have you?" Nope, that's Kingpin's. Oh, so I guess I can answer that one. Have you tried a breathing technique? Helps to calm you down and refocus your thinking. So I'm not good at that. I'm not good at catching myself in a moment of irrational, crazy, or anything like that. And that's something I'm learning. I'm trying to recognize when my voice is rising, when I'm getting tense, when I start getting more irritable, and taking a step back and being like, hey, something's not right. But I'll look into breathing techniques. I feel like I'm pretty good at coping. And this is something that, like, depression, I feel like I'm pretty good at coping with. Something that I didn't even think about was, like, I have no idea how to cope with anxiety. Anxiety for me is like the monster under the bed. Depression, I can recognize, hey, I'm sad, something's wrong. And then you can distract or do these different things to kind of like get away from that, get out of that mindset. With anxiety, I just I'm gone. I'm irrational. I start shaking. Things are bad, and I don't know how to get out of it. So that's actually like my big thing right now with my therapist in psychiatry is figuring that out. Where was Pope's question?
Probably one of those things. Your mind's just going too fast and too many things, and then you start freaking out because those things keep piling up, and you're just like, oh shit. And it's like,
yeah. And so I talked about that. My last video was rumination, and that's like where you catch on to this idea or this negative thought, and you just run with it. You dwell on it. It festers. And I could sit on the couch, and I'd be playing a video game, and I would just stop, and I'd notice like my screen goes idle, and I've just been thinking all this negative crap for like 30 minutes, and I'm just like, what the hell just happened? So Pope asked, so Matt, what helped break that open? Talking more, opening up more. When did it finally turn the corner? So I think at the end of August, when my mom sent me that text message about my dad being alive, I really had like it was almost traumatic for me to find out like this dad that's been missing for 20 years is suddenly alive. And that really affected me overall. I was in a weird space. I was distracted all the time. And that's when Melody kind of recognized, like, she's dealt with stuff like this before in her medical field, and was like, you might want to talk to somebody. And there's this big stigma in the military. You don't seek mental health help because you could lose your security clearance. You could lose your job. There's so many negative things that could potentially happen if you're open about this stuff. And And I mean, it's true. If I went to a military psychiatrist tomorrow and said, I'm going to kill someone, it's like, I'm going to kill someone or I'm going to kill myself, then yes, a lot of negative things will probably happen because of that, but you'll get the help you need and then they will reinstate you eventually. But if you're just going because you need a pick-me-up, you need someone to talk to, I have learned that the military, and I mean, not necessarily the military, because I'm not actually, like being a reservist, I'm not going to military doctors here. I've been going to civilians. But if anything is wrong, they still would have to report it. But because it's not connected, I'm not telling them that because I've seen people die that's why I'm getting help. It's very like, hey, this is my life. This is my childhood. Things that happened to me when I was a kid are now coming back 20 years later and affecting the way I'm thinking, the way I'm feeling. And they've been very helpful. TJ, we talked about my psychiatrist originally was pretty bad. They were like, check mark on what you're feeling, and then I'll throw pills at you. Whereas this lady that I talked to earlier this week sat with me for an hour and a half and was like, this is what I think will help. And then we'll do some other stuff and try to get you on the right path to find it. But just to turn that corner, Hope, it was getting over the fear of that stigma, that the label of you're crazy in the military. And of course, there's always that big ping word, PTSD. Every single person I've talked to, and it's one of the things that every single psychiatrist or therapist that I've talked to, once they find out I'm in the military, that's like their go-to thing. They go to like, you might have PTSD, and I'm like, let's ignore this completely. Let's pretend I'm not in the military. I'm just a guy with daddy issues.
Yeah. After my dad's suicide, they said I had PTSD, and it's like, I do.
Well, that probably, TJ, that's pretty traumatic. That would definitely constitute as PTSD.
And they say that's why I become a hoarder now, is because the last thing I was going to clean up was my dad. And after I kept him in check for the most part when my mom and my stepdad came over, and when he died 2 years ago, and my mom moved to Arizona. That was it. This place is a nightmare from the worst hoarders episode you ever saw, except for this room. This is my haven. I come in here when I want to meditate and relax. And
wait, so TJ, are you telling me that everything around that room is like an episode of Hoarders?
No, not this room.
No, like
the house.
The rest of the house looks like Hoarders?
Yes. Everything but this room.
We need to have a comic book intervention.
Justin was so alarmed when he was over last week that he said he's going to come bring a bunch of equipment and help me start cleaning. And it's my 2020 resolution to clear this place out and get it ready for remodel to make it suitable for guests to come over. And turn this into the comic book museum I really want.
Awesome. Dude, we should definitely try to schedule something this year where we all go to your area. I mean, it's going to probably suck, TJ, because like I'm sure with that, I mean, you're recognizing that there's a problem, but for us as like friends and family to come out there and help you make your place what you want it to be, that'd be fun.
Bring a dumpster.
That's disgusting. I'm just happy you don't have cats.
No, I do not have cats.
No. Cats and being a hoarder, no.
Those are always the worst episodes.
No.
Animals and I don't get along too well. I think it's traumatic for my childhood. My parents were from the hills of Kentucky. If you could hit the animal with a car, it was on my plate at one time or another.
No.
Wow.
No.
That was TJ growing up. Yes. Cat tastes good.
All right.
There was a
remove from stream.
There was a comment earlier, like way early, maybe 20 minutes earlier. I just kind of brushed it off. But King of the Golden State kind of just he was like, "Oh, I just walked in, and are we gonna ignore the fact that Thanatos has a long lost twin brother?" He's like, "Congratulations." So it's funny because when I was watching one of the live streams that Thanatos was doing a live stream, and I was watching on my phone, and I had my headphones in, and my wife's sitting next to me, and she looked over and she's like, "What the hell?" She's like, "Why does that guy look like you?" I was like, I don't know.
You're him. You're my Hispanic twin. That's amazing.
Sure.
Hey, I thought you were Mexican when I first saw you.
Everybody, until you see how like broad I am, most people think I'm either Polynesian or some kind of like giant Latino.
Yeah, I've had the like Korean and a couple other things, and I've had I was at a department store or something like that, and I was trying on a blazer or something, and she's fitting me for it. She starts talking to me in whatever language, and I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Oh, you're not, what?" I'm like, "No."
Not even.
I was like, "I'm Puerto Rican." She's like, "Really?" I'm pretty sure. Like, maybe.
Okay, but in your defense, though, or in their defense, Puerto Ricans are everything. Like,
yeah,
you can see a Puerto Rican that looks like they're straight out of Africa, and you can see a Puerto Rican that's blonde hair, blue eyed. It's like,
yes.
There's no consistency there.
No, my cousin, one of my
Asian stuff is a little weird. That
one of my first cousins is like that. Blonde. He came out with blonde hair and like hazel eyes or something like that, and just like, what the hell? Like, but all right, sure.
What's funny is earlier in this show, I was looking at you, and I'm like, wow, we kind of look the same. I didn't want to say it, but I was like, we could probably come off as brothers. That's
yeah.
cool.
It was just funny because I happened to pass by that, and then we just kept talking. But I was like, I need to go back to this. So he's like, "Are we just gonna ignore this?" I was like, "Okay."
That's pretty funny.
That was pretty good.
Man. People still talking about the remodel for the comic museum. That would actually be really cool, TJ, especially with your collection.
Yes.
Although maybe you should stop smoking in your house first. I know you don't smoke in your comic room, but as a comic collector, I feel like you should probably cut it out.
No, if I stop smoking, people will die.
Do something different. Start. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's an alternative to smoking?
It's tough. It's tough. That's a big one. I mean, I know like my immediate family, mom, dad, sister, aunts, uncles, everybody smokes, and it was one of those things that I never got into. The smell of it just kind of got to me. So I guess I'm kind of thankful for that. But yeah, it's a tough thing because I know my mom has quit, a bunch of times, and she like quit, and then she goes back, and then she quit, and then she goes back, and I tell her all the times like you need to stop. She came when the baby was born, and I'm like, you can't smoke at all. Like, don't smoke. She's like, oh, I'll just go outside. No, you're not smoking at all. I mess with her all the time, but it's tough. It's a really tough thing, and it's not an easy thing to just drop and be like, oh yeah, it's fine, I'll just drop it, no problem. It's like, no, it's tough. I get that.
I actually enjoy smoking. It calms me down.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it puts me in a better state when I smoke. It gets my stress levels lower. So I do enjoy it. About 2 packs a day, enjoying it.
2 packs a day? Oh my God, TJ.
That sounds like
a good day. Yes.
Holy crap, dude! That sounded like my grandmother. She used to do that shit. Holy crap!
And I didn't start smoking until the 90s. I mean, I was a big anti-smoker in the 80s. I was an anti-smoking Nazi in the 80s. I did on our college newspaper. I would do anti-smoking ads with skeletons smoking a cigarette. And after my medical problems in the 80s was solved, someone said, "Hey, just try it." That was a mistake.
It was
made.
Can you switch to weed? It might be cheaper.
I was just gonna say that, like, just get it. I'm sure it wouldn't be hard for you to get a medicinal marijuana.
Medicinal,
and
no,
just
it's probably cheaper.
So much healthier.
It's actually funny because you know how the antidepressant drugs I said doesn't work on me and it has the opposite effect. Recreational drugs don't have the same effect on me either. I can do 5 lines of cocaine, and it won't phase me one bit.
Pope is talking about CBD oil. There's a lot of different options that you probably have not tried though with weed. Like now, because a lot of it's legal. Because it's legal in so many states that they're boosting the concentration of a lot of this stuff and finding ways to make it better for medicinal purposes. So you might want to reconsider.
I had thought about that, but if they drug test me at work, I'm fired.
And they're not going to drug test you at work.
You got bake the snake. Cigarettes are just better after weed. Okay, there you go. There's a nice chaser.
Oh man.
But
kids, I could do cocaine, but then I'd be shooting balls.
Listen, 5 lines of cocaine, and I probably wouldn't even be standing.
No effect on me whatsoever.
I'd be on the floor passed out.
I may as well be doing talcum powder. It's nothing. It's nothing.
Wow.
Worked on all my friends, not me.
Yeah.
And that's not only that drug, but all the other ones, except I did LSD once, and that was a religious experience. I went and saw Pink Floyd The Wall at a midnight show in a theater. Me and a few of my friends did the LSD, and my sister and their friends were our designated drivers. Took us there, and that was remarkable.
If you're going to do LSD, watching Pink Floyd's The Wall
exactly
is probably the right place to do it.
Exactly. I was going to say that. I was like, that's probably the perfect choice.
I remember walking towards the popcorn machine and watching it make popcorn, and out of the corner of my eye, because I wandered off from the pack, watching my sister and her friends run down the hall looking for me, running back like a Scooby-Doo cartoon, just running back and forth. And I'm just standing there and went back to watching popcorn being made. Yeah. But I only did it once. That's all I need.
Yeah.
And I got to sit next to Timothy Leary at a pagan gathering ritual in New York. And he's the father of LSD. And I got to tell him the story about it before he passed away a year later.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
I miss weed too, geek aficionado. I smoked so much weed growing up in Hawaii, and I'm not mad about it. It's probably better that I don't, but like seeing it recreationally here and people just it's music. Music is so therapeutic to me, and then when you add marijuana to it, it's just like the best thing ever.
Yeah, back in the day, definitely, and it's funny, now being a dad and stuff like that, and then being that it's legal, walking around and then smelling it, and you're like, now all of a sudden I feel like the old dad, like, hey, move that shit down the street. Like, I'm that guy.
That's how I am at concerts. I'm like, if some kid is like rolling a joint in front of me and they start smoking it at a concert, I'll just stare at them. And I'll be like right in their face. Like, I'm the grumpy old man. You know what drug that I thought would be really cool because it reminded me of Green Lantern? What is that drug that Joe Rogan's always talked about? Dream something. Someone in the chat's gonna.
Someone in the chat.
It's probably gonna be Bake the Snake. DMT. Pope.
I never even heard of that.
so DMT was like, it's like a tea or something that they would take and like, I don't know, somewhere, but watching people's reactions to it, they trip out and then they'll come back and they'll be like, I've been alive for like 500 years. And that they went and visited a green planet with green aliens and everything's glowing green, the Emerald City. And I'm like, they went to Oa. They went to Oa.
Back when I was going to the pagan festivals and stuff, mugwort is actually better than pot.
Did you say mugwort?
Yes.
Pretty sure that's a Harry Potter thing.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. It predates Harry Potter. It's real. Look it up. And it's legal.
You know what was legal when I was in high school that should not have been was salvia. The little trays of salvia. You could buy them at Walmart when I was in high school. And that was so dangerous.
Yeah.
Mugwort sounds right up Thanatos' alley.
It's smoother than marijuana.
Wait, you see what Pope put? That DMT, it is produced in the body once when you are born and once when you die. That is crazy that they can like replicate that.
Yeah.
That experience.
Yes, but what are the long-term side effects of it?
I don't want to know. Okay, we should probably pump the brakes on the drug talk. YouTube is probably like waiting to just like deleted.
Well, you have it marked not for kids, right?
I don't know. I just opened up StreamYard.
Video not for kids, 18 and over.
I've never seen that cover before.
Yep. Thought you might like her.
I love her.
That's all. You posted that one on Instagram, right, TJ?
Yes.
Don't say that. Don't say that, because then he's going to be like, Matt didn't like it.
No, Matt never looked at it.
I never saw that cover.
You haven't looked at my Instagram in weeks.
Yeah, I'll get right on that, TJ.
I'm sure you will.
On everything. I really like the colors in there.
That is nice.
The colors are really awesome. So so that was a tangent. So it's funny. I told Gomez I would send him a link to this video like 40 minutes ago. But I want to hear from you, Los. How was your 2019? Obviously, you had the baby.
Yeah.
Did you have a good comic book year?
It's for me, it was kind of like a mixed bag.
Yeah.
I had a good. For me, I felt like I had a decent year. Picked up a couple of books that I really wanted. But on the flip side, I think I also picked up a couple of books that I didn't want, and I only picked them up because I got caught up in like the spec hype and the variant things. And I don't mind variants. I mean, I do have a ton of variants, but I think I got caught up too much in that. Spent too much money on that side of it instead of the books that I really wanted. And like I said, it was just kind of like up and down. And it was good on that note. Picking up books like my Silver Surfer #4 that I finally got. Again,
such a good.
It looks nice in the Mylar, but it's not a high grade copy by any means. It might be like a 4 or something like that, 3, 5, or 4. Awesome. But I don't care. Like I just wanted that book. That lady right there was another book that I've always wanted. And finally was able to acquire it at a good price. But again, like I said, I picked up a lot of books that are meaningless to me. Maybe trying to move them now, but I think I got caught up too much in that, which was just my own fault. YouTube and watching a couple other videos, and you kind of get caught up in the ooh, that's the flavor of the month, and it's just like, oh shit.
Almost every other video you watch is some guy talking about the comic spec for the week, and
exactly. And again, I don't. Anybody who wants to be in the spec game and you want to flip books and that's perfectly okay. You know what I mean? I always said there's no wrong way to collect. If that's how you want to do it, go for it. But I felt like I kind of got trapped a few times. I know I definitely got caught up in the mystery box.
Yeah, but the mystery boxes have been working for a lot of people.
A lot of people, but not me. I unboxed 14 boxes.
I remember that. That was so sad when you didn't get it.
14 boxes and not one, nothing, not even a minor, major. It just, so I was like, all right, I spent way too much money on that trying to get, and I think every single one of those boxes was either like a Hulk 181 or Giant Size X-Men 1 or something like that. And I'm just like tallying it up. I'm like, I could have got me a low grade copy of one of these books without it. But it's that thrill, that adrenaline rush that you get that you could possibly win this book, for $30 or $60 or whatever it is. And like I said, there's been plenty of people in the community that have actually won. So not to say that it's a scam or anything like that. Me personally, I don't have that kind of luck when it comes to mystery boxes. So I definitely, kind of nixed that, and going forward, trying to save my money and just putting into runs and certain books that I want to collect, and try to narrow my collection to that and not have it just all over the place where it is now. Like, I have books that I'm just like, why the hell did I get this book? So that's what I'm trying to do. So like I said, it was an up and down year as far as that goes. Personally, the ups and downs of, obviously having a new baby was the highlight of my year. But some of the downsides that I feel like I had throughout the year is in collecting and doing the YouTube and stuff like that and watching things. I felt like I almost neglected my family a little bit at times, just because I was so focused into either getting the next book or putting out another video or something like that. And I tend to, when I put my mind to something, it's like, I need to do it. I need to do it right now. And that's the one track mind. I need to get this done. And I tend to block out other things. And I think that happened a few times with my family. And that's one thing I don't want to do. My family comes first. If I have to sell my entire collection, if for whatever reason for my family, at a drop of a hat, I would do it. And so I think that was one of the things that I felt that I got caught up in that as well, in that YouTube, and I need the next thing, and I need to show the next thing, and I need to have the next video. And for a channel that is not even that big or anything like that, for me to feel that way, I just was like, I need to pump the brakes a little bit and just be like, all right, just take a step back and, put out a video whenever I can. It's not a big deal. It was one of those things where I never made this channel to monetize it or anything like that anyway. So if I put out a video once a month or once every 2 months or 3 months, whatever, if I lose some subscribers, okay. I mean, again, it wasn't one of those things where I was planning on making money from this anyway. It was one of those things where I got into it because it was a community of people that thought just like me. They collected comic books. They wanted to show their books off. And in my personal life, I don't have anybody like that. I have a few people that watch the movies and stuff like that, but don't really collect comics. They're not into collecting. And it's a whole different ball game when you collect and then watch movies and you like the movies and like, oh, look, the comic book movies there. It's way different when you actually collect the books. And I don't have anybody like that in my life. So when I got the YouTube and I, met all these great people and made all these connections, and I'm like, holy shit, these people are just like me. Like it's amazing. And I kind of like wrap myself in that and just like, okay, take a step back, spend some time with your family. It'll be here when you get back. If you need to make a video later, whatever, so be it. So that was one of the things that I felt was a negative that I take away from this year. is that I kind of felt like that, and just like, all right, that's one of the things I do not want to do. My family comes first. So hopefully, I acknowledge that now, and I'm like, all right, let me, going forward, let me do it the right way, and maybe even like schedule times and be like, okay, I can only do it at this time because the girls are down, the kids are down, and everything's quiet, and now I can do it or something like that, even though it might be late, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we definitely understand that sentiment. You guys saw me disappear from YouTube, and it's for that exact same sentiment. I struggled so hard with like, I'm buying comics for the sake of buying them just so I could have something else to show you guys. And
exactly.
And while it's fun, like obviously there's a saturation of you can only watch so many unboxing videos. You can only watch so many. If every single show that I was doing, I was like, here's this book, and it was just like, I'm showing these books that mean nothing to me other than obviously like AOKs and all that stuff were amazing, and there's so much more emotion and fun involved. But if I'm just going to a store and like, oh, I think that's a key, I can show that in my next video, but not being like that serves any purpose in my collection at all.
Exactly.
And that's definitely a downward slope, and it's like, and I'm not a big YouTube channel, but like suddenly I'm spending more money on things without getting anything in return as far as monetary value. You're not getting paid to go buy comic books. That's and
for me, what I like about watching the YouTube shows is I could care less what you're showing. I want to see Carlos. I want to see Matt. I want to see Alec. I want to see John. I don't care what you're doing as long as you're on the screen.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of it. I disappeared because I struggled with being able to focus on that aspect. When you saw when I do live shows, I go forever. We're an hour and 20 minutes right now, but we're having a good time. Yeah. But that's not feasible to just do one of these every night.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you have, if you want more subscribers, you have to fill that space with other things, and those are
exactly
the unboxings and stuff. And you always want to up. You never want to go down and be like, okay, well, these are the things I found in the dollar bin. You want to go, well, this is this huge grail that I got, and it's addicting. It's honestly, it is to be like, this is a book I never thought I'd own. Now I own it. What's next?
Exactly.
And so I definitely understand, Carlos, that, I'm glad you were able to prioritize and decide, make the choice that your family is more important. They are comics. They've survived the past 60 years. They will survive a little bit longer.
Exactly.
So if you don't have that big book right now, don't let it consume you.
Yeah.
It'll
I have to admit though, when Carlos posts a new video, I'm going, yes, he posted a new video.
Thank you. Like I said, it's one of those things where, and most of the time I even say it in my videos. I'm like, sorry. It's whenever I have the time is usually when I put out a video. I don't have a set schedule or anything like that. It's like, hey, I got a few minutes. Maybe I could jump downstairs and kind of do a video. And it's one of those things. I haven't been to my comic, my LCS in 3 months or something like that. It's just because I don't have the time for it. I just can't do it, with the new baby and stuff like that. And, I told myself, I'm like, you need to stop with the FOMO, the fear of missing out. Like, holy shit, I missed out on this new book and I should have had it. And this is like, whatever. I'm pretty sure in a couple of months or whatever, when all the hype dies down, you can find it again for $5 or whatever, instead of paying 20 for it now. That was one of the things that I got caught up in, and it was like, oh, I need it now. And it's just like, no, just relax, get the books that you want to get the runs that you want to get. And everything else can fall by the wayside. You can pick them up later. I know I picked up the first Beta Ray Bill, and it was one of those things where I had it before in my collection. And if anybody knows, I had to sell my entire collection when I first moved here. And it was one of those books. I wanted it back in my collection, but of course all the the movie talk and everything came out, and the book skyrocketed, and it was people selling for $100 to $150, whatever it was. And I'm like, I'm not paying that for this book. And I ended up getting it from somebody on like Instagram that had it posted, and I'm like, is nobody buying this? Like, nobody claimed it. I'm like, and for the price, and I, we negotiated, and I was able to get it down even more. And I'm like, look at that. I waited way past all the talk and everything and went down. And instead of paying $100 and something for it, I think, including shipping, I don't really like to talk about price about my book, but I think I paid like $35-$40 for it, including shipping. And it's like a near mint copy. It has a few little things in it that I could probably press out, but I mean, instead of paying $100 and something for it, and it's newsstand, which I was never the newsstand, guy. I know, like Alec said the same thing. He's like, "Oh, I was never into newsstand." Now all of a sudden, he can't get enough of newsstands. I always thought they were ugly. Newsstand books. I seen the barcode, and I'm like, "Ew!" Like I'd rather have little
Spider-Man head.
I'd rather have the little Spider-Man dude. It's like that looked better to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize the whole newsstands, they get damaged more, so having a high grade is better. And I was like, okay, but yeah, I mean, to get that book cheaper than it was because I waited, I'm like, oh shit, like maybe this should be something going forward. Like I don't really need to jump on it right now when the hype is high and stuff like that. So it was one of those things. It was a learning lesson because I did pick up a couple books like that and took a hit on a few things. So yeah.
Someone said, "Where are them legs at?" Right there.
Yeah, right there.
Can't really see it.
Reggie has it on his wall now.
Legs, and the CGC case is broke, and I'm super devastated. I need to send it back in.
Did you see Reggie has one on his wall?
Yeah, that's the one I sent him.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
I finally watched one of his live videos the other day, and he has 6,000 subscribers.
Yes.
What the ass? It's amazing. Like, he has done so freaking well. That dude is a grinder.
He's amazing.
Amazing.
Yes.
He's amazing.
I was subscribed. I never really commented before, but I was subscribed to Reggie when he had 50 subscribers. And I remember when he was in his kitchen, showing in his old apartment, showing his books. And when he first got like the Amazing Spider-Man 300 that had the color touch, I remember when he got that and sent it in, and I'm like, holy shit! Like I've watched Reggie for a long time, and to see him at 6,000, I'm like, dude, he is absolutely killing it. He comes out with a video all the time, but he just grinds, and like I congratulate him all the time. I'm like, dude, you are doing big things, and like I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, he's constantly on Instagram too.
And he is. Yes. He is.
The immortal Biggie Shaq says, TJ, you can always hang with the NWO. We love ya.
Biggie Shaq is another one. He's hilarious. He is,
we can smoke together.
He is one of the, like, not only is his channel good, he puts out great content, he's funny as hell, but as far as like supporting everybody else, he is always supporting everybody else, like all the time. It's like he is absolutely the best dude. Like I love that dude. He's funny as hell.
I just caught a live show from Comic Head 84 with D-Runk and like we just talked about it, Biggie Shaq, and who was the tattoo artist? Something
36 champion. Yep.
And I mean, it was a great time, and it sucks because for me, I tend to forget like how much I enjoy live shows, and even if I'm not in a live show, being in the comment section, it's always nice. And that's what I need to remember to get back to that part of me, because I remember I watched a live show. I don't remember what his name was, but he had been on for like 35 minutes, and he had no one had even commented in his live chat, and no one was watching. And when I was just like, "Hey man, you're awesome, keep going," and he like lit up, And it was like and he was like Thanatos, and I'm like, holy crap, this guy knows me. And it was one of the best moments I've had in comic book YouTube, and like, and it's so that's I think what I needed. It was hard is the fact that there's so many live shows now, because there's so many great people in our community, that it's hard to keep track and try to like pick and choose what you're going to watch, unless you're going to have like, you know, a big screen with everything on it and you're just typing away.
Matt, when you were on that live chat, that's the first time you've been on a live chat in over 4 months. I was so happy to see you in there. I actually cried happy tears.
Yeah.
And Carlos, do you remember your reaction when I went on your first live chat?
Oh, my first live chat was a disaster, right? I was so nervous. It went wrong. The video didn't come on. I had my wife go live or do it with my phone, and it was all like moving around, and she's like, people were getting motion sickness from it. And but when like somebody actually jumped in, TJ jumped in, and I'm like, holy shit! Like it's one of those things where, especially for like the smaller channels or the new channels that are coming out, and you have the people that have been established and they've been in putting out videos on a regular, and they jump into your chat, and you're like, you start looking around like, can I find another book? Is there something else that I can do?
Talk about
it pumps you up, and that's the excitement and the joy that you see from, you know, everybody in the YouTube, and you know, all the newer people, and even the older people, the people that have been doing this for a while. You see them when they definitely pop in the chat, and you know, when they recognize you or something like that, and you know, it's awesome. Like that feeling that you get, it doesn't feel like you're just talking to a camera. You know, you feel like you're talking to somebody. You can actually interact with them. You see the chat, and you see it. You're like, oh, and you just read back and stuff like that. And it's awesome to be able to do that. But you know, I appreciate it. I know, you know, like I said, when TJ jumped in, my heart stopped for a second. I was like, it was like I need to look for a graded book. I need to. Yeah, I was like, where's my graded books? I have some here. They're somewhere. And let me look for it.
It's a good feeling. It's pretty awesome.
I remember when Berg Nasty Steve, when I jumped into one of his first ones, his reaction was pretty much the same as Carlos, and I actually texted Matt and said, "What the fuck? I'm giving these people heart attacks, but just typing a hi."
Because you're the Slabdragon, man. Like,
it was like I said,
who you are.
It's one of those things where, like, because I've known TJ, you know, I've seen the AOKs that he's given out, I've seen the books, I've seen his videos, and you know, to have him in a live chat for me, I'm like, does he know he's in the right channel? Like, was he hoping to click on somebody else and just clicked on me by accident? And you know, it's one of those things. And Steve is an awesome dude.
Yep.
I've been following him for a while, since he first started. And he's, you know, up to almost 500, I think, or something like that now. And, you know, just such a great dude. And he was, I think, one of the first people to actually send an AOK to. He just kind of posted something on Instagram, or I posted something, and I think I posted like I had like 2 copies of Shazam 1 or something like that. And he's like, oh man, I've been searching for one of those for a while and stuff like that. And I told him, I was like, give me your email, or give me your address. I got you. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, he's like, how much was it? You know, how much you want for it? I'm like, no, just give me your address. I'll send you my extra copy. I was like, it's just, you know, I want to send you this copy. You've been looking for it. You know, you're a big Shazam fan, and here, you know. And it was one of those things where, again, it's, you know, I wanted, again, I'm not a big channel or anything like that, but I wanted to give back. I had an extra copy. Somebody wanted it, that this is something they were looking for. Here you go. You know, it's, you know, not to say that, oh, I got it like that. And no, but I had a copy, and, you know, I know how hard it is. And when you're trying to find something and just, it keeps eluding you or whatever. And you know, here, like, you know, I got a copy, you got it, you know, no worries. Like, just, you know, I just want to help out another member of the community find the book that they want.
Yeah.
You know, that's so, and he's been, you know, like I said, Steve is awesome. I love his videos. His content is great. He's such a great dude, so down to earth. And just like I said, and one of the guys that, you know, even though he has a larger talent than I do, every time I go live, he's there. And I'm like, oh, thanks. It's like, I got somebody watching me, and I'm, again, not just talking to a camera.
Find comic books.
Yeah, exactly.
Yesterday, I spent the day. It was at home all alone, and I just wanted to review some of the YouTube stuff, my favorite moments of 2019. So I watched Alex AOK, and then I watched Matt's last AOK, and then I watched all of them giving me the gift. And those are my 3 favorite moments because I love making Alec and Matt look that happy.
I hate it.
You know, the best ones are Alec receiving something, right? Because he doesn't show emotion, right? I love Alec. Alec is one of my favorite YouTubers. His dry, like his sense of humor. I love that sense of humor, right? That's like my favorite.
Oh yeah, perfect.
I love that. He cracks me up every single time, and you know, seeing him receive something, you can see it. He wants to, yeah, exactly. Like he wants to show it, but he's like, I'm not. Just out of principle, I'm not gonna show you any kind of emotion. But you can see it. Like, you can see the joy in his eyes. Like, they glaze over, and you're like, yep. Got him. Got him. And for me, one of the highlights again of my year was to be able to do a couple collaborations that I've never done before. And you know, I did a collaboration with you know, Kenny, Comic Head 84, Kavi, NYC, Highlight Comics Bro. We, you know, discussed the Joker movie, which was my first like collaboration, and again, all kinds of technical difficulties. I blacked out, and and then I did the new comic book day with John and Alec, and that was awesome. Like, you know, he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, you want to do this?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Like, it's awesome. So to be able to interact, and again, a lesser channel for guys to like reach out to me and be like, "Hey, let's you know, collaborate and do something." I was like, it's humbling to me. Like, I still am like in awe and shock of like, holy shit! Like, they asked me to be on and just, you know, keep talking and take over a live stream because I talk too damn much.
Yeah, but you know, you speak very well. Like, I'm surprised you're not on more live shows because you do carry a conversation.
No, you're good. You're really good.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Thank you.
For videos, man.
I feel like I when I do my just the videos that I put out, you know, hanging out or you know, doing an unboxing or something like that, and I'm just like recording myself on camera, I feel like I'm really tight, tense. I'm trying to be somebody that I'm not, and I'm, you know, yeah, exactly.
That's what he is for.
I'm trying to like make it, you know, fun or whatever it is. But when I'm on the live stream and I get to actually interact and talk back, and again, it's something that I love to do and talk about comics or whatever it is. Again, the word vomit just comes out, and it's just like, oh, somebody stop me from talking. So just but yeah, it's like I said, that feeling of interaction and stuff like that with people, and again, all the people that I've done the collaborations with and interacted with are just amazing. All of them are just amazing people. So to do that was awesome. And then, I did the with Highlight Comics Bro and the Inquiry of Minds. You know, he, you know, texted, you know, he sent me a message on Instagram. He's like, "Hey, you know, we're doing the show, and you know, we want you to be the guest on it and stuff like that." Conquistador. And he's like, "Yeah, you know, we want to do this." And I was at work, and I like immediately texted him back, and he was like, "Oh," he was like taken back, like that was a fast agreeing to that, and but it was one of those things where it's humbling to me for somebody to be like, "Hey, we want you to be on the show, and we want you to talk," and I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Like, definitely, you know, as long as it's again after a certain time, you know, I got the family time, I'm in. So for that, I mean, I'm eternally grateful for that. You know, when it happens, I don't take anything for granted. And if somebody's saying, "Hey, we want to do this with you, or you want me to come on the show," I'm like, "Yes." I'm in. Just because it's a humbling experience, and you know, I can't thank everybody enough for it. So I'm grateful for it, for everything that I get. So.
Well,
Awesome.
you should be on a lot more live shows because, I mean, you're better than me in speaking. You're got eye appeal. You're charismatic, and there's no reason you shouldn't be on more shows with
Thank
other
you,
people.
CJ. I appreciate that. I mean, like I said,
like me, so you know.
I'm Matt's twin, so of course.
You can just like change your user, your channel name to Thanatos Comics, and I'll just like delete mine, and people will be like, "That's the same guy."
He has a different background. He must have moved again. I don't know. All right, sure.
Yep, worth it.
Yeah.
That way, when I disappear from time, you can just do that.
I'm gonna go find an extension cord because my device is really running low.
All right,
and see if I can hook that up. And I need to stretch anyhow because this old man's been sitting in this position. I'm probably actually frozen now.
All right.
No worries.
Be safe, TJ. Don't knock anything down.
Seriously.
That hurts.
Don't.
What are you wearing? Don't knock anything over.
Are you wearing people like Justice League PJs?
They're Marvel.
Oh, that's Captain America.
You're wearing Justice League.
Wait, you wearing a button-up T-shirt with a tie and PJs on?
Yes.
You're awesome.
Nice. Hey, I got a shirt on, a hat, but I got sweatpants on my flip flops.
I'm not wearing any pants.
I'm not wearing any pants. There's no breaks for me. I can't get up.
But you guys know I have to wear shorts or pants or something because somehow something will come up where I have to like go get a book and I'm walking like over there and you guys see my ass and I'm like, all right, I can't. I have to wear something now.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, man, and one like I said, one of the. I mean, I have a bunch of things that I've gotten this year that I'm like proud of. You know, getting a couple of signatures from, you know, certain artists, you know, Jim Steranko, getting a couple of things from him. But that I can't say that. Where is she? Right here. Come over here.
I have that somewhere in one of my, I've actually bought two of those because that was the actual German one, the German variant that's numbered to 500.
Yep.
Was like a grail book for me, but obviously I'm not going to spend the crazy money for one.
No.
So when that first came out, I bought one and I had it graded at 9.8 and I ended up selling it. And I bought another raw copy. So that's somewhere over here, but that's like one of my favorite Michael Turner arts.
This cover all the time. Like you know, there's nothing, you know, the background is so simplistic. You see the light coming from behind her, but the way she's drawn, and like the little simple things like the hair going across her face, like that one little strand of hair that goes like over her nose. It's just like, I love this cover. Like if I would have been able to get this like signed and then have like the yellow label with it. And
oh man, that would have looked so good.
Oh my God. I was like, oh man. But it was definitely a book that I always wanted to get. And, you know, the funny story behind this is that, there was a book on eBay, right? They were selling it. I put a bid on it and I got outbid. And I was like, oh shit, it's past what I feel like paying for it. And I have it on my watch list. I think the very next day, another book popped up, the same book, different seller, and it was, I want to say, at least $35 to $40 cheaper than my bid, and it was a buy it now. And I did not hesitate at all. It popped up. I was like, buy now, buy now, buy now.
Hurry up.
Not now. Like, my computer couldn't go fast enough.
That's is it Superman Batman number 8 for that one, or is it?
Yes. Yep. Superman Batman number 8.
So it's the
or Batman Superman number 8. It might be Batman Superman. I don't. It's one or the other.
Yeah,
but it's that series, and it's number 8. It's the San Diego Comic-Con
17 San Diego Comic-Con variant of Superman Batman number 8. It came in a 3-pack.
Yep.
And it was done by Aspen Comics.
Yes.
It is a later print. It's pretty much a reprint with that cover on it.
I got somebody to show it again.
Dude, so, put it up real close so you can see like the face and stuff. It's so good.
Like, you see that little like strand of hair and everything, like, it's just like, like perfection.
I honestly think that if Michael Turner, to me, that's one of the things I think that I don't appreciate J. Scott Campbell as much, because he feels like a not a copycat, but a spin-off of Michael Turner.
Yeah.
And I just think that Michael Turner did it better.
Oh, I love Michael Turner. It was one of the things that I feel like he didn't get enough recognition when he was alive. He's getting a lot of recognition now after he passed, but people would look back on his work and like, holy shit, like, he was actually really good. It's like, yes, he was.
He was amazing.
You should have recognized him back then when he was still alive. Like, it was amazing. And like I said, I like J. Scott Campbell. Don't get me wrong. Like, I have plenty of his books, and but yeah, Michael Turner. I'm like, like I said, this was a book that I was searching for a while.
If you take Michael Turner's art and every sharp edge, because his like jaw lines and everything are sharp,
are really sharp.
If you just take them and round them out, it becomes J. Scott Campbell. But Aspen Comics earlier this year actually was like, hey, we found a whole bunch of Michael Turner stuff in like a basement, and they threw it all up on there. And I bought the trade paperback of the Teen Titans, and it's such a cool cover, but it's signed by him. And I was like, thank you, God. I need it. Like stuff like that, man. Like, I will go out of my way to buy that, because he's so good.
Oh yeah. Like I said, those are one of the things that I got caught up in other things, and these are, books that I should have picked up, which, kind of annoyed me a little bit. It's like, I spent money on books that, I didn't really need, and it's just like, I was like, yeah.
That was it. Titans number 1. So good.
Yeah. He does. Gray Matter Hulk. That is true. Yeah. He just draws a version of his wife, every character. He posted something on Instagram that she posed as one of the cover, like the Christmas cover or something that he did for like Mary Jane. And she's wearing like the same sweater and everything, stuff like that. And it was like, yeah, you can see that he kind of copied her a little, or took her, features or something like that. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see that. So it's pretty funny, but again, he's an artist. He's married. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You gonna enjoy your wife, sure.
Yep, I can see it.
Yeah, it's funny. And again, I thought I had a pretty good amount of slab books. I'm maybe a 10th of what TJ has. But I was like, oh man, I got a pretty good run of books. And I looked at the CGC census or whatever the hell it is, and I think I'm like ranked 600 and something or something. I mean, I'm in the top 1,000. So I mean, I have a pretty good amount of books, and you know, when I heard like JD was like, oh yeah, I think I'm ranked 800 or 900 or 1,000 something or whatever, and I was like, wait, how the hell am I ahead of JD? I'm like, I've seen the books on his wall. I'm like, what? I was like, did you not add these to your like your run or something? I was like, there's no way in hell I'm ahead of you.
TJ, are you okay?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
Yeah.
oh, there's a block. Yay.
Oh, son of a! You know what? Man, I ran out of drink.
Oh man,
Oh,
that's why I always bring the bottle with me.
yeah. Well, I made some. I made a White Russian.
Oh, I thought
Oh, my favorite drink.
I had it in this one, and I was just pouring it in this one. So, but I finished it, and it's just like, oh man.
I didn't expect us to go this long, so
Yeah.
You did pretty good.
I feel like I need to run because my area is in the basement, and I really need to probably get like a mini fridge or something down here, so I can have some beers and some other stuff down here, so I don't have to run upstairs.
Yeah, feels like a good idea.
I feel like I still need a drink. Just, you know, even if it's just a beer, like I need something.
No, we'll be good. I think let's try to get till 10 o'clock, and then or for you that's midnight. Wow.
It's midnight.
So and then we'll call it, because I don't know if TJ's working tomorrow, but I'm off. That's why I'm okay with it. But I don't want you guys to be here all night.
Yeah, I work tomorrow, but like I said, I'm a night owl. I don't, as long as I get like 4, maybe 5 hours of sleep, I'm actually a functioning human being the next day.
That's the important part.
Yeah.
Dude, last night I went to bed I thought I was like, oh, okay, I'll be fine. You know, it's New Year's Eve. So I took a sleeping pill, and I knocked out at 9-ish. I woke up right before midnight, and I was wide awake. And I was sitting there until 2 a.m. and a friend of mine messaged me, and they were like, hey, I'm downtown. I got an Uber/Lyft are $120 to get home.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Holy crap.
And like, would you mind coming to get us, like me and my friend, and we'll give you like $50? And that's why TJ saw my Snapchat. I was like, yeah, I'd rather come pick you guys up than you think that it's okay to drive drunk just to avoid spending $120.
Exactly. Jesus. Oh yeah.
So I didn't get home till like 3:40 a.m. and I had to wake up at 5 to go to work. So that I did not sleep much last night.
No. Yeah. So I know Alec posted his 2020 Instagram post, which is pretty cool. But I'm like thinking, damn, do I even have runs that go up to 20 books? And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I need to like go through. But I did find one. I do have another one that I need to find it, and then I can post it. But here's half of one that I'm probably gonna post.
All right.
Justice League number 20. It is the Jim Lee black and white variant. No, sorry, not Jim Lee. He didn't do this one. He stopped at 12. This was Ivan Rice.
Oh,
Nice.
who I like more than Jim Lee, to be honest.
So sorry. So I have, this is one of a few runs that I have the first 27 or 28, but all of the variants, all of the black and white.
Oh, nice.
Sketches. So I have the first 12 sketches that Jim Lee did, and then the next books that a few artists kind of jumped back and forth and did. But yeah, most of the Jim Lee ones that I have are graded. I think there's only a select few in there that I don't have graded, but most of them are.
How many graded books do you have? If you're in the top 1,000 with CGC,
I have probably 200.
Oh, nice.
Maybe a little more graded books.
your collection is way bigger than I thought. Because when you said that, I'm like, I don't even have a registry with CGC, but I guarantee you I would not even come close.
Yeah, I think
a lot.
The last time I checked, I'm at like 630 something, and there's like at least 20 to 25 books that I haven't even put on my thing yet, on my registry. So I probably bump up a little bit. So like the eight books that I got graded and signed for my contest, they're not even, I haven't even added those yet.
TJ, where are you at?
Number 79.
Top 100. Yeah.
Does that motivate you to like keep adding more?
No, I just keep my own pace.
Yeah. I'm
not going to play that game where I want to be, higher than other people, because that's a game you can't win.
Yeah.
Because when you're buying more, they're buying more.
Yeah. So I have my my X-Men run that I have from 94 to 143. Almost all of it is graded. Wow. I have a few raw books that I need to get sent in to make the entire run complete. And I'm ranked in the CGC registry like, I don't know, 20 or 50, something like that, in that, because you can have individual like runs and stuff. So from the 94 to 143, including Giant Size X-Men 1 and I think the annual 2 and 3 or something like that. I have most of them graded. And most of the ones that I have, I think it was only a couple, like 94 is only like an 8.5, but it's double signed. I just got it double signed. But almost everything else in that run is either 9.6 or 9.8.
Wow, that's impressive.
Nice. And so I'm like, pretty moderately up there in the list. And the guy who's like number one has like every single book as a 9.8, and some of them are like signed, and it's just like, holy crap! It's like a Giant Size X-Men number 1 9.8. It's just like, okay, it's like, sure, you deserve it. Yeah, I was like,
there's a guy
I will never get that
posted his Green Lantern collection, and he's on the registry, and like all of his Green Lantern, it's volume 2, the one from the 60s, and it's all graded, and it's crazy.
Yeah,
like he is the envy of what I want. He's the one who has. I've never seen a Showcase 22 with white pages until I saw his copy.
Wow.
There's a guy in the registry that has all the Warren issues, 100% complete for Creepy and Vampirella and Eerie, and he's one I aspire to be.
Wow. Yeah, I've like I said, I've seen the guy who's in the top for that X-Men run. I messaged him and I was like, hey, congrats. And, I asked him like how long it took to kind of complete this run. And, he basically said, 30 plus years or whatever of collecting. And I was like, yeah, it's about right. Cause he was just like, every single book was a 9.8, and it was just like, holy crap. And sometimes you can list the pictures as well.
Yeah.
And I think they give you like a few point bump for adding the pictures or something like that. And he had every single one had a picture with it. And it was just like, oh, that's a 9.8. That's a 9.8. That's a 9. That's a 9.8 signed. That's a 9.8. That's a 9. That's a 9.8 signed. And it was like, holy crap.
Yeah, because you can take the pictures yourself and post the pictures.
Yeah.
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 And
nuts.
The one thing about that guy that had that number 1 Warren set, I have a book he wants. He made me an offer once, and it's like, I said, no, I don't sell or trade, but thank you. I'll keep you in mind if I ever do.
Nice.
$4,000 for it.
Wow.
You screwed that up, TJ.
And a book cost me $400.
Wow.
Yep, you should have done that.
You should have done that.
Think about what kind of cool book you could have gotten for $4,000 though.
But I wouldn't have that cool book.
You could have gotten another one.
Not a 9.2 Famous Monsters Film number 5.
Woo!
I mean, you could have gotten a raw one and hoped for the best.
No.
I did buy that one raw. Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Holy crap. A 9.
9.2
Wow.
from 1959. Yep.
Yeah. That was one of the things I mean, I've always told TJ that, and I'll write to him on Instagram and stuff like that. And I'm just like, his collection never ceases to amaze me. He posts stuff on Instagram. I'm just like, okay, never seen that before, and definitely never seen it at that grade. I was like, holy crap.
The stuff that he has is madness.
I'll be posting something from 1930 in a couple weeks.
Is that the one you sent me a picture of?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's woo.
You know, I noticed I didn't even show anyone the National Comics 26 TJ but I already sent him to get pressed and graded.
You showed it on one of your shows.
Oh, did I?
I thought you did. Maybe you just showed them to me. But I thought you showed them when John was on your show and I was on your show and you were giving me grief about Game of Thrones. Yes.
Oh, well then, never mind.
I think.
Never mind.
I'm so excited about those. I don't think he's going to be able to press them because they're so old, but as long as they're graded, I'll be excited.
Yep. Like I said, I'll buy the lowest grade from you.
Yeah, you'll buy it. I was thinking about getting this graded, but like just for the green, like obviously I'm going to get a green label.
Green label.
Just to so it matches a little bit.
Yep.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Honestly, the green label, if it's something that is going to be in your collection and there's a reason behind it why you're doing it, it's like I know it's going to match the background and stuff. Who cares? I mean, it's one of those things that's going to stay with you anyway. I mean, it's addressed to you. Go for it.
If you did want to sell it, even with a green label, it's going to take more. You're going to get more money for it than just a raw copy.
Who the hell would want this? It's a Zatanna drawn on a Green Lantern blank cover. Like that is specifically for me.
Awesome.
Any Adam Hughes fan would die for that. That would get hundreds of.
Hell yeah.
Only if their name was Matt. I would never sell this.
Exactly. So go for it.
I have no problem buying something that's assigned to someone. I have no problem with that at all.
Yeah, my goal for this year, I mean, it's coming up pretty quick, but there's a local con that's coming in my area, and it's a smaller con, but Jim Steranko is going to be there.
Oh, nice.
And I mean, I got a couple books signed by him already at a larger con, but I actually want to get a Mr. Miracle #1 and get it signed by him. And I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be like, oh, why the hell are you getting a Mr. Miracle signed by Jim Steranko? He never drew him or nothing. But the inspiration that Jack Kirby took to make Mr. Miracle was Jim Steranko. In his younger days, he was an actual escape artist. So he made this character from him. So Mr. Miracle is actually Jim Steranko. And so to get that book signed by him would be amazing.
That'd be awesome.
So, I mean, I wouldn't care because it's going to be in my collection anyway. But yeah, I'm like, I need to get that, and I need to get it signed by him and just be like, this is you, like one of the greatest artists, one of our, the king actually made a character based on you. And it's like, that's, one of the highest forms of, it's just like, yeah, no, I need to do that. So I'm in the process of looking for a #1. I have some feelers, but I want it to be a decent grade. I don't want it to be the covers falling off or something like that.
Oh, I want that book too, and I want at least a 9.2 or higher.
Yes, I mean, like I said, it doesn't need to be an extreme high grade, but at least a nice mid to high grade, an 8.5 or something like that. So, but I just want him to sign it and just like look at his face and be like, I didn't do anything with this damn book. It's like, but it's you. It's like having a Wonder Woman signed by like Gal Gadot or something like that. It's like you played the character or whatever, but like this is you. This character was made because of you. So I think that'd be pretty cool to have in the collection.
I think
I'm looking forward this year. I'm going to be submitting a lot of books to CGC, and I'm really excited that Missing Pieces will be among those.
that'd be cool.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Did anyone see? I mean, do you think TJ? So on Neil Adams' website, on his Facebook, they posted like New Year's specials for 8.5 by 11s of like side angles of people, where instead of $300, they're $200. And I'm wondering, like, do you think that's a good deal for Neil Adams? No. I posted on there. I'm like, a Sinestro would be pretty cool. And they said, if you're interested in purchasing a Sinestro for $200, please DM us. And I'm like, maybe I don't know if I want that.
Now, I would.
I think I'd rather spend $200 on someone else.
Next time I talk to or meet Neil Adams, I'm going to see if they'll do a Sinestro in this size.
No, don't do that.
Guys, sorry, I'll be right back. All right.
You're good, man.
I'm going to leave a blank screen for a minute. I'll be right back.
Why not, Matt?
Because I don't need it, man.
We don't need any of this stuff.
Yeah, it's true. I think that's where my collection's going to start going, though. I do want to get more into like commissions and enjoying like cons and stuff. What's wrong? Kitten's not like nonstop meowing. What are you doing?
Did you get is this an old cat or a new cat? What kind of cat is this?
Rory, come here. This is Rory. He's a kitten, and his name is short for Rorschach because he's got like identical patterns on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So Rorschach, Rory for short. He's needy. And
is he new?
Yeah, he's new.
Okay, you adopted a cat.
Well, Melody and I adopted a cat, and then she picked up Alfred today, so I get to keep Rory.
Oh, okay.
Even though I'm allergic to him. So I think he's meowing because he doesn't have his brother anymore. Sorry, guy. But he's super cuddly.
Do you have a cat tree?
Yeah, there's a giant one right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I take Zyrtec every single day.
That's over the counter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I used to, when I was around Justin's cats all the time, I used to take Actifed like crazy.
You took what?
Actifed. It worked for me. It just it makes most people sleepy, but like I said, drugs don't work on me like they do most people, so it didn't make me sleepy at all. And it dried me up.
Yeah.
When I go outside, I take it. When I'm going to be walking in the wilderness and stuff, I have to take antihistamines. But there's one, it starts with the B that I can't, God, I'm having a brain fart.
Benadryl.
Yeah, Benadryl. You should not take that on a regular basis.
No, Benadryl is not a everyday thing. You should definitely not be taking Benadryl daily.
No.
I buy my Zyrtec from Costco or Sam's Club. They have like their Allertech.
Yeah.
Same active ingredient. It's way cheaper.
Yep.
Because I'm highly allergic to cats.
I'm allergic to everything. Food and outside. That's what I'm allergic to. Food and outside.
But he's cute, except when he knocked over my giant-sized X-Men the other day, and the bottom of the case cracked. Oh my God! I have all these comics that are slowly breaking because I put them up everywhere, and he knocks them down. Because you're a nut job.
Ooh.
Cats are dumb. You're so dumb. I hate cats, by the way. I'm not a cat guy. One day I will feed you to the Koreans.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
No worries, man.
Oh,
You had to go get a drink, huh?
yeah. I was getting a little parched. Get a little parched there. Actually, when I was upstairs, I actually thought about one of my other highlights of the year was actually seeing Alec as a Lego character. The last video that John put out, that was hysterical. Like when that happened, I was like, "What?" That had me dying. Like that was one of the more creative things that I've saw this entire year. Like the creativity of that it had me dying. I was like, "Yep." That was just such a great video.
I told John when I saw that, I was taking a drink at the time, and it went down the wrong pipe. I choked. I thought I was going to die. That was the funniest thing I ever seen.
It was.
I feel like
Have you seen it, Matt?
I don't think I have. I saw his
the review. He reviewed three books.
Yeah.
Okay.
It starts off the Lego episode, and it's really hilarious because Alec comes out of nowhere. And
that was hilarious. He did the Lego John, which was awesome. It was John as Indiana Jones basically, and then Alec just popped up out of nowhere. You're like, what the hell? It's like, but it was so funny. And
the impression was good too. Yes.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna send me the link.
Oh, it was spot on. It had the whole, just the dry, just it was Alec. It was perfect. Like it came on, I was like, yep, that's Alec.
Yeah, when I saw him before he even said the name, and when I saw it, I said, "Oh my God, it's Alec."
Yeah, exactly. I thought the same thing. I was like, "It's Alec." And then he shows his house, and I was like, "That's hilarious." Yes. It was so good. It's like I wrote to John. I was like, "This was so creative," and I was like, "Excellent."
John always does great. He is very
so good.
He knows how to entertain kids, and that's
oh my God, I love that
big ass kids.
When they're together, it's much watch TV. Like
it's magic. Yeah,
I need to see them together because they are hilarious. Like John is funny as hell, and Alec, like I said, some people might not get his sense of like I love that kind of sense of humor. Like I get it 100%, and it was just it's so funny. I was like, that was hilarious. That had me dying. I was in tears at work when I was watching it. I'm like, yep, great job.
Yeah, when I first saw Alex videos on YouTube on the Alpha Flight one, and I love the humor, and I watched more of his videos, and I love the humor, and I said, I'm gonna reach out to this guy. I like him. Yeah.
I love Alec. Like I watch this stuff. Like I said, I try to comment as much as I can on his videos, and it's just his take on certain things, and like the way he just like delivers his delivery of things is just like it's perfect. Like I love that sense of humor. It bodes well with me. So I'm like, it cracks me up. Like I mean, he's one of my favorite YouTubers. But it's just so funny. But the two of them together. You have John, he's very upbeat and very just the amount of energy that he exudes, and then you have Alec on the other side who's just like stoic and just like it's just but he comes at you every once in a while with that like the sharp little comeback, and he's like. Yep.
They do have
on the rare occasion, you see him smile. Boy, is that magic! I mean, that is a great smile.
Yeah, like I said, he's. I'm a little not sad. I mean, I'm happy that he's out in Florida and he's, enjoying the nice weather and stuff. But the fact that he was like right literally in my backyard in Rhode Island and never getting the chance to actually like meet him, it was just like I was like that kind of hurt a little bit. But you never know. I mean, I've made it to a few MegaCons and stuff like that, so maybe I'll make another trip out there and then hopefully run into him at a con or something.
I think you should all come to Detroit in May.
No. Unless we're going to clean your house.
We can do the convention, and Sunday we can clean the house. How's that?
We should postpone the convention and just clean the house.
We postpone the convention.
Let's have some priorities here, TJ.
I'm sorry, but if you don't want to come to my house in May to clean, I would.
I feel like I'd rather come to your house when it's like cold, because I don't want it to be hot. I don't know how hot it gets in Detroit, but
it can get hot.
It can get, yeah.
Oh.
And I only have one window air conditioner.
Yep. Winter. Maybe fall. We'll do fall.
There you go.
But I have to say though that two of the best friends I ever had, Alec and Matt, were the first two off of YouTube, and I can't imagine my life without them. But
yeah, like I said, man, one of those things where Matt talked about it. I mean, I probably watched quite a bit of Matt's videos before I even actually commented or anything like that. Because when I first jumped on, I used to watch videos, but I never actually commented on it. I never felt that if I commented, I'm like, nobody's going to actually write back to me or whatever and stuff like that. And I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to watch it. Maybe I'll like the video and that's it. But there was a few videos that, Matt put out, Reggie put out, and I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. And I commented and they wrote back and I was like, oh shit. Oh,
yeah.
Hey, thanks. Like, it was just like surprising. Like, oh, hey, okay. And then obviously it snowballed and I watched more videos. And then when I put out a video and stuff like that, and I got the response like, hey, you should do more. And thing, I was like, oh, hey, thanks. You remembered me. It's like, so, it again, it's one of those feelings where it's like, it's not any kind of like notoriety, anything like that. But just to be recognized, and not to be like, oh, you're whatever high up. Yeah. Just to be recognized and be like, oh, it's somebody else that enjoys something that I love.
Yeah.
And that I love that. That's the one thing I love about this community is you can see the genuine joy and passion that most people have when they get that Grail book or they get these books that they've been searching for a while, and you see that emotion, or you see that the AOK that somebody gets, and you're just like, holy crap! When like Matt, the boy who has 7, did his 12 days of Christmas, and he's like sending out all these books to everybody, and I'm like watching these things and I'm tearing up, watching everybody like open these books and they're like, what are you doing? Like, why are you sending me this? Like, what's your address so I can send it back? Like, you can't do that. And plenty of people have done that with TJ's as well. You get this large box and you're like, no, this is going back. Like, I'm not opening it. Return to sender, and it's going back. Like, there's no way I'm opening this.
Ask TJ if he has my address anymore.
Ask me if I don't know how I can get it.
Oh, nice.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like you'd probably end up like buying something off my eBay store or something. So I would send you a package that would have like a return address.
Nice.
If you use Melody, that would be pretty jacked up. I don't know. I don't know how else you get it.
You've had things mailed to you.
What does that even mean? Yeah, I've had things mailed to me.
What does that even mean?
By people I'm friends with.
Ah, crap. John, if you give him my address, I will find you. I won't be. I'll probably end up moving in May, so don't even worry about it. Maybe I'll give it to you then.
I just need it by March.
No.
And no.
Yep.
You don't.
And like I said before, if I have to, private investigator, I will find you.
That is
and I will hand deliver them. I will hand deliver them. It'll save me a lot of money.
You think you need to hire a PI to find out where I live?
Actually,
just ask John. Don't ask me.
Like I said, honestly, like I've watched. I'm pretty sure I've watched all the sons of the Slabdragon like open their AOKs. You know, I saw when like JD opened his box and his wife is next to him and stuff like that, and you can see he's about to start crying in front of his wife. You know, some of these these books, you can instantly see it brought him back to childhood. It was like, yep, he's back. Like the book that I saw on the shelf, and it was just like, it brought him right back. And those are the moments that I love to watch. You know, I see those moments and that joy and that emotion of getting a book and feeling like you're 12 years old and, you know, getting that book. That to me is like, I love it. And I'm a sucker for it. I mean, I don't give a crap. I cry and stuff like that. I tear up. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, that's emotional to me. I'm like, I love seeing people that joy in them. You know, when Comic D McD, they gave him the New Mutants 98, like 9/8, stuff like that. Everybody pitched in and bought him that book. He lost it, absolutely lost it. And like, I love that. You can see the passion and the joy that this book brought him. And it was just like, that's amazing. Like, it was like, yes, that's what it's all about. Like that's what it's about right there. I was like, yeah, I watched those. I'm like, yep. I was like, that's awesome. I was like, I love it.
Yeah, there's only going to be one more of the old style TJ AOK is going to JD soon. Because I've just run out of stuff.
You've run out of raw comics.
Yeah. Every AOK from now on is going to be handpicked things I buy for my friends. And the first one of those is going to be probably Alec, then Matt, and then Alec again. And then I'm going to move on to I'm adopting some new sons this year. And I made the announcement last night on the Comic Core who they were. And Carlos is one of them.
No.
You already told me you like Michael Turner. You done screwed up.
No.
JP, Adam, and Jason, Comics Misexplained. So
Comics Misexplained has an awesome channel. The information that he puts out is absolutely mind-boggling. Like, it's like, holy crap. He has such an amazing channel. And
not Comics Explained, Comics Misexplained. Yep. But his reviews are really good. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm going to be sending John something special very soon also. I sent it to a couple of other people. That's probably in their junk drawer, but it's something from the heart.
I don't know where it went.
You lost it, didn't you?
No, I got it.
Okay.
I almost did, because there was a box of all the stuff from like the drawer that you have in your kitchen where you just put like random stuff. Like there's usually like a ruler and tape and just the keys everywhere. That's where I had like your envelopes were stacked on the side, and one of them had it. And when we moved, Melody just like dumped all that stuff into a box. And luckily I found found the box. Don't worry.
And did that birthday present I gave you survive?
Oh, you mean the bottle of alcohol that you shouldn't have sent in the mail?
That was not the birthday present. That was this loot crate. Your birthday present.
I'm drawing a blank here. You just be specific.
It was a piece of art.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Did that survive?
Well,
I never showed that on. I never showed that on a video, did I? Because I don't know why.
No.
I felt like that was very personal, and I didn't. But it.
No, I just wondered, since you moved, I never saw you look at it or talk about it or do anything or see it on the wall, and I just thought it might have got destroyed in the move.
No, I have it on the wall over there. You want me to pull it out?
If you want to show it, I mean, it's up to you. But
yeah, I can go get it. I'll show it. The first time it'll be on.
Oh yeah. So in the chat, so Take the Time Collectibles just mentioned the Dragonheart boxes that went out for Midwest Comics for his daughter. And yeah, that was definitely one of the best things that happened in 2019. I mean, the kindness that this community came together to help him out. Again, it's one of those things where, I mean, obviously I have kids, and you feel absolutely helpless. And it's one of those things you never want to feel as a parent. So for everybody to come together and try to help him out and stuff like that. And the last thing on your mind is dealing with fucking bills when your kid is sick. It is absolutely just stupid. So for you guys to come together and stuff like that. And I reached out to JD and stuff like that. And it was one of those things. I know it was coming out on like the Comic Core, and then people were going to be able to do it. And it was exactly on the same time that we were coming home from the hospital with my son. So I wasn't going to be able to go on and you know, order a box, stuff like that. So I told JD, I'm like, hey, I really want one of these boxes. You know, please put one aside for me and stuff like that. I'm not going to be able to make it because I'm going to be coming home with my kid. And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I got you. I'm going to put one on the side for you and stuff. So, you know, for me to be able to give back in just a small way of buying a box and then also donating on the site as well. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's just like, again, it just shows you when, not to say it's a tragedy and stuff like that, but when something bad happens in the community, how we come together, and nothing else matters but that situation.
Yeah,
is amazing to me. I don't know how many times it's actually happened this year where something bad has happened and everybody just came together and like, yep, let's do it. Let's help out however we can. And that's one of the things that it never ceases to amaze me, how, you know, this community comes together like that. And to think, you know, what, 3-4 years ago, whatever it is, before it kind of blew up to this, the way it is now, it's amazing. You know what I mean? So I just, yeah, exactly, John. I mean, you know, it's a tragedy, you know what I mean? To be a kid and have to go through that, to have like open heart surgery and no kid should have to go through that. You know, it's like, come on. And the thing is, to be a parent and to be in that situation,
that would be so cool.
And knowing that you can't, like, when I heard that, when they announced it, my heart sank to my stomach. I felt sick because it can happen to you, and you never know who it can happen to.
Yeah.
And, you know, to think that you can't, there's nothing you can do about it. Like at that point, you're just like, okay, leave it in the hands of doctors and whatever. And you could just hope and pray that everything turns out okay. And it's just like, my skin crawled, and I was just like, I can't imagine that. And it's just like, the last thing on your mind is to be like, I need to worry about paying for this bill when my kid is in the hospital fighting for her life. You know, like, you shouldn't have to worry about that. So for the family, you know, the community to come together, to be like, hey, we're going to try to help you out with this. So you don't have to, it's one less burden that you have to worry about. You know, your 100% focus should be on her.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing how, you know, we came together for that. So, you know, thank you, TJ and JD and everybody else who actually, you know, put that together to do that. You know, it was another highlight for this year. You know, another one of the just countless amazing things that happened this year.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
When that came up and everything, I said, well, I got my last $60. I only had $60. I'm going to just put on the GoFundMe. And then I said, the way my brain works, it's always looking for different angles and different possibilities and overthinking. And I said, how can I turn that into more? And then Chad mentioned something about a mystery box. And I said, yes, I got the material for the boxes. And use that $60 to send all those books. That's how much it costs the postage. And I said, I can turn that $60 into a lot more. And I was glad I was able to help.
Yeah. Like I said, it wasn't like, you know, I can't give that much. But I did go to the website to GoFundMe. I donated what I could, and then I bought the box as well. Just again, you know, being a father and being a parent, it's you can't put into words how you feel at that moment. It's just you feel so helpless, and it's. I mean, I'm pretty sure he felt the same way. You feel like you let your kid down at that moment because you couldn't protect them, and it's something that you couldn't even. There's nothing you could do about it, but it's human nature. You just feel like I need to protect my kid at all costs.
Yeah,
I put my life on the line if I have to, and at that moment, you're just like there's nothing I can do, and it's just like that helplessness. I can't even imagine that. It's just again, it's one of those feelings. It's just like it puts a pit in my stomach. It's just like, yeah, I'm you know hopeful that you know everything is going good and stuff like that. And I know they've been posting updates on the GoFundMe page, and they've had some scares and stuff like that. So hopefully, you know, we're trending in the right track for her and everything's going good. So yeah, it's just yeah. Nah, I can't. It just it's like that pit in my stomach, man. It's just yeah.
Ugh, my stomach hurts because of that.
Yeah, but there, like I said, there's been so many amazing things that happened this year. This community I felt has just blown up exponentially. It's mind-boggling the amount of content that was put out this year. So many new content creators. You know, you have the OGs that are reaching milestones, to the new people that have come out and are. It seems like the new people are putting out content that is just like, wow, like you have a $20,000 studio, or it's like the quality and everything is just like, holy crap. Like it's like I have my HD camera that I have from 8 years ago, and it's like it's just like, so you know, but it's just that, you know, innovation and everybody coming out with something. But you know, it's good that there's an outlet for people. Again, you know, this is a hobby that could be very isolated and a very lonely hobby. So for this outlet for everybody to be like, hey, I got other people that like to see my stuff, because, you know, for the most part, most people have rooms and they display all their stuff, and then it's just for you. Because most people don't, you just like, hey, look at all my stuff. And they're like, yeah, whatever. I want to go do something else. You know, like, unless you have like a group of people that are into the same thing you are, most people are not going to really care about the stuff that, you know, comics and all that stuff. So to have this outlet where everybody else is in the same boat, and you show that prize book that you've been looking for, and everybody's like, hell yeah, like congratulations, good job, and because everybody else knows that feeling of attaining that book that you've been looking for so long, and to finally hold it and have it and smell it and to see it and stuff.
And you feel good for the other people when they have that moment, because you know exactly how it feels.
Exactly. No, like nobody else knows that. A collector knows that. Somebody who's a collector knows that feeling that you've been hunting for this book for so long. It's eluded you. You put bids on eBay and you missed out by a fucking penny, and you're like, oh, what the hell? And then you finally get it and you have it in your hand and you can see that joy, and everybody else is like, hell yeah. It's like, I know that feeling. It's like, I'm right there with you, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, so, it's good to have that outlet, because other than that, it would just be you. And it would be, you in a basement looking at your book, just like, hey, I got it. It's so pretty. You know what I mean? But now, like, everybody's like, hey, congrats, man. I know you were probably working hard for that. And nobody else really gets that, other than a collector. So that's what I like about this community and stuff. So
no one knows what it's like to lose an auction more than Matt.
That was absolutely insane. Yeah, that was insane.
I don't think I've ever been so mad at a comic auction in my entire life.
That whole and just hearing that whole situation play out was absolutely hysterical. It was just like Matt, you can see that the absolute he was so upset.
Yes.
As soon as it ended, I was texting him like,
yes,
I hate that other guy. F.
You said, fuck that other bidder. Yes.
And it's funny. So obviously, as it happened, you were upset. But even replaying it and talking about it again, you were still upset.
I was still mad.
I literally just hit pay now when he texted fuck that other bidder, and then he went on how hurt and angry he was that he lost his book, and I'm going, it's going to be okay, Matt. It's going to be fine. There'll be another.
It's not going to be okay. I'm never going to find this book again.
You're never going to find a quadruple signed 9.9.
No. Is that the only one on the census?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, right? It has to be. It has to be. I was like, there's no way there's another one.
Yeah. I did not expect him to be that angry. And I was going, that's when I texted Alec and I said, oh, no good deed goes unpunished. Oh, I felt so bad. Man,
I was so mad.
You look at it, there's no way. There's no way for a book to pass through 4 hands of signatures and get a 9.9. That's not supposed to happen.
On two different signatures. Like 3 signatures were on February 7th of 09.
They were different times.
And then Jeff Johns signed it on July 24th of 09.
Yep.
And it got a 9.9. Like, how does that happen?
That's ridiculous.
Well, I'm sure it was pressed after the last signature.
Yeah, a part of me thinks that whoever had these was like in with CGC a little bit.
No, he could have been just very meticulous.
That's amazing. Like I
was so mad at you, TJ. We could have bought this book for like a quarter of the price that it went for.
Well, in theory, it wasn't supposed to cost you a dime.
That was the whole point. It's like he wasn't supposed to cost you anything.
And the only reason why it did is because you blackmailed me by taking your channel off to send me some money for like half of it. It's like
I forgot about that. That I threatened to I was going to delete my channel if you didn't let me pay for half of the book.
And then we got down to the compromise of half. I said, no, I'll just let you pay the 105 you would have spent anyhow. And then no, half of my channel is gone.
I'll never talk to you again, TJ.
I'll never talk to you again. So you are not my friend anymore. Thanks for the book, but you're not my friend.
Do this to friends. And it was strange. I remember you asking me, like, what do you think your max bid's going to be on it?
Yes.
What did I tell you, like 300?
Yes.
And I ended up going up to
Yeah,
400.
I said, don't go over 332 and 66 cents. And when I saw what it went for, I said, son of a bitch. He didn't even listen to anything I said.
No.
You were lucky because
that went way over his head. He didn't even catch it. He was like, nothing clicked. Like, hey, don't go over this. Like, why is he telling me not to go over this?
Well,
Matt's like, I need this book.
I was hoping he would take my advice, and my advice meant something. But
nah, this was personal. I needed this.
But my top bid was 1,000, so I knew I was going to get this book.
Max bid at like 1,000. So
my max bid was 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, we could have really had a bad day.
Well,
I mean, that guy could.
No, I was prepared to say that, and you were going to get it for free until you tricked me into finding out it was me. You were not supposed to even find out until you got that AOK was the last book you opened, and there it was the plan.
I work in intelligence half the time. Like, I'm in the military. Like, I'm going to find out.
That was awesome. Like, hearing the whole story actually happen, and the way you actually attained the book, that was just classic. It was classic.
That was pretty funny. When
it was good.
John and Alec were both like in the middle of this as I'm yelling at both of them, like, I can't believe I lost this book. I'm so devastated. And he's over there laughing. Like, I was. Oh, and then when I found out, and I told them how mad I was at him. That was pretty funny.
And I was technically saying, he's trying to delete his channel. What am I supposed to do? I got to give in. But I don't want to. I want him to have this. No.
Geek Aficionado, thanks for stopping by, man. Good night.
Thank you so much, brother. Thanks for hanging out. You spent the whole time here. So
yeah, he wrote a comment saying that there's 7 signature Wolverine #1s. The Frank Miller cover is 9/9s. Signed.
Oh yeah, but we're talking Green Lantern though. Yeah. This is,
there was a Green Lantern one recently that was a 9.9. It was a Rebirth #1, like the third printing. That was a 9.9, and I almost bid on it, but it only went for like $51.
Okay,
which is pretty impressive. I mean, surprising. I thought it would go for more, but the fact that at the time it was, which is crazy. Like, I waited how long to find a 9.9 or a 10 in a Green Lantern book. And in this past year, 2 of them have popped up.
2 of them. Yeah, it's funny. I went through my collection. I'm like looking through books, and there was like an Instagram post or something like that for like 9/9 or something like that, because it was 9/9/19 or something like that. So people were posting books that they had that were 9/9, and I'm like, I don't think I have any 9/9s. And I'm like scrolling through them, like, and then I just randomly found them, like, what the hell? Like, when the hell did I have a 9/9 book? And it's like a Walking Dead #1 Neil Adams, like New York New York Comic-Con sketch edition. And I have it as a 9/9. I was like, when the hell did I buy this? I don't even remember that I had it, let alone a 9/9. I was like, okay.
Do you have that 9/9 near you, TJ? The other one?
No, it's in the other room, but I gotta go grab my other power cord because
don't worry. We should probably start wrapping it up because we are really going to hit the 3-hour mark, and then I'm never going to hear the end of it. That all of my live shows go for 3 hours.
Well, you can always go to 4.
You need to say that this is it. We're gonna stop right now. We're gonna end it, and then go for another half an hour.
Yeah. Well, that's how Thanos tells goodbye. Yeah.
That's the classic. That's how it goes.
I'm gonna grab that book. I'll be right back.
Go to work tomorrow, so
that's how it goes, though, right? You say goodbye, and then you go on for another half an hour, right?
Yeah, I'm not good at goodbyes. I get it.
You know what's funny is that I felt like in some of my live chats I did the same thing. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. And then all of a sudden I went on for like another 15, 20 minutes on a tangent.
It is hard.
I did a rant on like CGC or CCS pressing. And my video that was supposed to only be like 15 minutes ended up being like 40 minutes or something like that. I was like, all right, so it's an unboxing and a rant. So sorry.
What are you doing right now, TJ? What are you?
Oh, the book. That's my book.
Oh, you found it.
Oh, hold on. I think I have mine.
Damn.
There it is.
Did that come out of one of those anniversary bags?
No, this was the New York Comic-Con 2013.
Oh, okay. I was
exclusive.
like, for some, I was like, if you got a 9.9 out of one of those anniversary bags, that's impressive.
No, I didn't even get. I bought a couple, but I don't even think I got anything good out of it. So, but yeah, like I said, I was looking through it, and I'm looking through all my books, and all of a sudden, I just randomly see, I'm like, what the hell? Like, I do have a 9.9. I'm like,
cool.
Sure. Again, it's one of those things that I don't even know. I don't even remember when I bought this, but I just remember buying it. It was on eBay, and I think I got it for, I don't know, $80 or I don't know. It wasn't expensive at all, and I just noticed that nobody was bidding on it or nothing. I'm like, anybody know this is a 9.9? I was like, nope. Sure, I'll take a shot at it, and I won. I'm like, crap. All right. I guess I got this book.
Dude, having a 9.9 is so cool. I only had 110 and I sold it to Geek Strings and Comics.
Okay.
That was the Batman Damned I had.
The Batman Damned?
Wait, no, and I gave the other one went to TJ.
Okay. Yeah, I think I have the Batman Damned. I have like the 3 issues or whatever. They're all raw, but I've never opened them or anything like that. They're completely.
If you send them and just get them because they have like the little waves through them.
Yep.
If you press it and grade it, guaranteed like 9.9 or 10.
Yeah, exactly. It's a 9.9, but there's more 9.9s and 9.9s and 10s of that book than 9.8s.
The only one that I didn't have pressed came back in 9.8. So that was fun.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, and I think because it was it's a larger book.
Yeah.
I almost feel like they kind of put it more in like that magazine style,
yeah,
like
art style.
Yeah, so like they kind of put it in that category. So like if you bought one and never opened it, never read it, never try to look at the bat wang and stuff like that, more than likely it was going to be a 9.9 or a 10. They were just that minty. But because it's it's a square bound, it's thicker, it's bigger. The minute you open it, you're gonna get that crease down the side. So like you cannot open it at all. But yeah, it's just funny because everybody's like, oh look, it's a 9, it's 9.9, it's a 10. And it's like, yeah, there's more of those than a 9. Like you'd rather have a 9.6 at this point because it's rarer than a 10.0.
So before I forget, I can't forget because this thing is huge. So TJ for my birthday got me, he like had this made in Russia.
Ukraine.
Yeah, okay, Ukraine, which is probably a little better than Russia. Yeah, and it came to me and it was pretty impressive. So it's huge.
What?
This is the tattoo that's on my back.
Dude, that is sick.
He literally found pictures of my back tattoos and had a Ukrainian artist recreate it. And it is really cool. It's like seeing it on the screen is actually like pretty neat.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's on like a mat.
I don't know what this is, but
It's canvas.
The canvas, yeah.
That's what I said.
And that is what I said.
But yeah, like this is my back tattoo. I thought that was so cool.
Holy crap. Dude, that is amazing.
Yeah, and I didn't want to show anyone just because I felt like this was pretty personal. It's almost been a year, so it's about time.
Dude, that is awesome.
Yeah, it's huge.
That is awesome. Holy cow.
Oh, and I didn't post it on Instagram, TJ, because I didn't want my tattoo artist to be like, what the hell?
Well, I just want to know if it survived the trip, the move.
Take the time on us to put the screen like that.
Dude, that is sick.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty dang close to what is exactly on my back.
Wow.
Yeah, he did a great job.
That's sick.
Yeah, my tattoo artist had a bunch of different ideas of like a fully samurai warriored out, like in armor and everything. And he had been doodling, and he had shown me this like windblown samurai with his shirt off, just holding his katana and stuff. And I'm like, I want that on my back.
Yeah.
And we decided to put the tattoos on. I mean, obviously most samurai probably didn't have tattoos, but like it looks so clean.
Dude, that is sick.
And TJ, you did a great job finding an artist to recreate it.
How long did that take? How many sessions you had to go to?
It was a lot. I think it was over the course of like 2 different deployments, but it's only on like this makes it look like it would be on my whole back.
Yep.
It's on half of my back.
Okay.
So it's on the whole left side of my back. I kept the right side just in case I want to do something different. But I might just like finish it kind of how like he's got like keep it blowing, like flowing a little bit. And I think it's actually a pretty cool little idea.
Okay.
I think your tattoos are perfect the way they are. I don't think you need to add anything.
I do what I want, TJ.
I know.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing one more. I have 2 tattoos and stuff like that, but I'm thinking about doing one more. Now that I have my 3 kids, that's final. What I want to do is my birthday's in November. I'm a Scorpio.
Oh God.
And I want to do like an arm tattoo, and I want to get a scorpion that, in my head, it's a scorpion that the pinchers are actually basically pinching my arm, and I want both my daughter's names on the pinchers, and then the tail I want it to actually wrap around my wrist and then look like it's stabbing me in. But the wrap, I want it to be my son's name and then have it stabbing me in. So some of that we'll see. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we'll see how that goes. Oh,
there it is.
He found it.
It was hanging out with Supergirl.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, when you make your museum, you're gonna have to have a whole sexy wall.
Yeah, so like I said, that was a book, and again, those black and red covers are Michael Turner
9.9, baby. That was the same seller had that book and the 9.9 that I have.
Yep.
Really?
And how much did you win that one for, TJ?
$159.
Oh, $159. That's really good.
And that's really good. That's beautiful.
I should have bid on that. Jerk.
Oh,
I wasn't
You can't
expecting.
tell what this is, but it's not only a 9.9, it's also double cover.
What?
What?
What are each of them 9.9s, or is just one of the covers?
First cover 9.8, second cover 9.9.
Still pretty sweet.
Wow.
I love how they do that. They just whatever the highest cover is, we'll give it to you.
We'll give you the highest one. That's awesome. Listen, a double cover, that's sick. Holy cow. But yeah, like I said, that book, and again, I bought that book raw. It wasn't a slab book that I cracked. I bought it raw, and I was like, I did get it cleaned and pressed just to make sure, because I did want it as a 9.8. But yeah, and like I said, I got it. J. Scott Campbell was there. I was like, I got to get this thing signed, and he did. It was like the perfect like silver lettering right across her name. I was like, yep. I was like, he left all the art completely clean and just put it like over her name. I was like,
that's the best.
Because you can't put it over her and like cover her up and stuff. I was like, no, just put it over her name. It's perfect. It's silver. I was like, yep.
This is beautiful. And the yellow and the red go so well together.
Yeah, they do.
Like I said, those red and black covers, those are probably like the two hardest covers to get, like 9/8 or higher. And to get a black and red cover, it was just even harder. And I was happy that it came back as a 9/8 because I knew my intentions for it. So when I got it back and it came back as 9/8, I'm like, yes, I'm like, that's what I wanted it to be. Because I knew the end goal of that book. So, but I was definitely happy. And again, like I said, I was ecstatic that, TJ actually accepted my offer and stuff. So it's like, thank you.
Do you have any yellow Michael Turner signatures?
I do not.
Choose. Oh.
Hey, you shouldn't have said that.
We've learned this when you started doing these AOKs, TJ, and like me, Alec, and John would be on.
Yeah.
So we'd be like, yeah, I don't have that, and then you'd have like TJ putting little devil faces in the chat, like, no.
The son of a bitch, the newbie and the alcohol. Damn it. Yeah. I have three. I have three signatures.
He has a
Alec
whole
actually
registry.
posted a want list for 2020. I can't believe he did that. I mean, really? It's like fish in a barrel with you guys.
Yeah, this is why I don't do want lists anymore either.
Son of a damn it.
But like I said before, you don't have to do one. I know what you need. I mean, the Green Lantern 85 should have been proof that I know what you need.
Well, I mean, I need any Green Lantern comic in a 9.6. So
yeah. I have endless possibilities.
Nice. Actually, you know what? It's funny. I mean, my daughters have been getting into comics and stuff like that. So I know John has been a real big influence in me and my girls and stuff like that, and trying to get them into what I like. And my oldest, she's actually into comics. She wanted her own short box in her room. She's like, "Oh, Daddy, how come I can't have one of the boxes you have?" and stuff like that. So I gave her one of my old short boxes, put some books in it for her, and I read to her at night. And we read a couple comics and stuff like that. John suggested a couple of books that he read to his girls and stuff, so I got those, which is pretty cool. But I've been getting like the trade paperbacks, like those the superhero high girls or something like that or whatever. And my daughter, my oldest, is actually one of her favorites of that is the it's like the Green Lantern one, but like the Jessica Cruz one.
Yeah.
Because it's drawn like little kids and stuff like that or whatever. And but I read that to her, and I read that story to her, and I read a couple pages or a chapter every night to her. So it's pretty cool that she, one of her favorites is like the Green Lantern character and stuff like that. So I thought it was pretty cool. I'm like, all right. She's like, "Oh, I like her," and stuff like that. And, she likes Batgirl and stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. And we got to another highlight this year is like we got to go to our local comic shop for like Halloween or something like that. And we dressed up, and she dressed up as Batgirl. I dressed up as Rorschach, which is pretty cool and stuff like that. So
that is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool that I get that bonding time with her, and it's something that I love and that she's kind of getting into. And I posted like a short video of her reading off a bunch of like DC characters in a book that I got for her, and she's just like reading off. She's like, "That's Batman, that's Superman, that's Wonder Woman, that's Green Lantern, that's Plastic Man, that's Hawkman, that's Red Tornado." And it's like, who the hell knows Red Tornado at 5 years old and stuff like that? And it's like, oh, that, and, that's Zatanna. And she's just like reading them off. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, math and science is for suckers. My daughter knows all the DC characters.
Your accent's really coming out right now. Oof. That's pretty fantastic, dude. That's awesome. My daughter, my 3-year-old. If you could think of my daughter and what kind of superhero she would like, who do you think it would be?
I know the answer, so I'm not going to.
It's definitely not Green Lantern.
It's not. Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely not Green Lantern.
He is a Spider-Man nut job.
I was gonna say it's a Marvel character.
You know,
It's gonna be a Marvel character.
I don't like Spider-Man, but like this was her the other day.
Nice.
Every single day she wears Spider-Man stuff.
That's
And
awesome.
Like she's just like, hey, guess what? I'm wearing Spider-Man stuff to school.
That's awesome.
And I think my ex enjoys it because she knows. She knows. She had Spider-Man come for her birthday.
Nice.
And I just want her to love Green Lantern. But she can recognize most DC people too, but I think Spider-Man is her thing right now. Spider-Man or Elsa, 50-50.
Now, just remember, when she gets older, her it'll broaden her horizons. She'll be a more character she likes too, besides Spider-Man.
But like now that she likes Spider-Man, I find myself gravitating towards Spider-Man books to like get her for when she's older. To be like, and I'm like, duh. I mean, I can sell everything and get an AF-15.
Yeah, my daughter seems to be more in the DC side as well. I mean, they kind of like that because of the DC superhero girls, and they kind of draw that younger crowd.
Yeah,
and there's my 2 young ones right there.
That Batgirl costume is badass.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So my girls dressed up for Halloween and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. I guess it's for them to, be into what I like. And who knows? I mean, when they get older, they might be like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, I don't like this shit anymore. But at this stage, to be able to have that little bonding moment with them. And, I tell my daughter, my oldest, my 5-year-old, I'm like, oh, what's today? And it's Wednesday. She's like, oh, it's New Comic Book Wednesday. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. I was like, yeah. It's like, all right. So, I mean, it's pretty cool to have those little moments. And like I said, it might not last or whatever, but
for now it's fun.
For this time, it's cool. And then that was me and my daughter.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty cool.
So me dressed as Rorschach and her just, nice. It was pretty cool. And it was like there was like a random, costume contest or something like that. So we went and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. But just, to have her enjoy the things that I like for now and stuff like that. I mean, obviously she's going to get older and maybe she might still like it. Maybe she might not. But, I just want her to be able to experience more things and not just focus, only this or only that. It's like, no, you got to try other things. You never know what you like until you try it and stuff like that. So, it's pretty cool that, she's into it. She knows, a bunch of characters and stuff like that. And, she wants me to read her, a comic or at least, some pages of a comic every night. So, yeah, so I'm like, it's pretty cool that I get to do that with her.
A source of pride there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
My godchildren are actually into Harry Potter big time right now.
Yes, that is.
Yes.
I still have to make a Harry Potter video. Everybody always asks me, like, when are you going to make a Harry Potter video on differentiating them? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll do it. I'll do it one day.
Talk to John.
I feel like that would end up being my most popular video on because nobody else has a video.
No.
A bunch of different Harry Potter books, and they can do this is how you differentiate them and how you don't get screwed on eBay.
No, nobody. You guys have John kind of make his way in there too, because he loves those books too. So I'd like throw him in there.
Yeah, maybe I'll
for the comic relief, if anything.
Yeah, and for God's sake, Nerd Alert 2, please, soon in my lifetime.
Yeah. Well, Nerd Alert 2 is supposed to be Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
And I feel
Well,
like
you
I'm
can change
afraid
it.
of that one because I haven't watched any of the video. I haven't watched any of the movies in forever. And I haven't read the books since I was like 13.
Yeah.
So there's like a fear there of like saying something that's stupid because I was never like I loved Lord of the Rings, but I was never like Harry Potter obsessed with Lord of the Rings. Like I'm not going to reread it every year.
Now, it's been so long since the last Nerd Alert. I think you can actually change it from Lord of the Rings to something else. Just you and John get together and decide what that's going to be.
Just talk about Baby Yoda for an hour.
No.
Yeah.
But Harry Potter would work.
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
That would be the most watched YouTube video I've ever made.
Oh my God. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
You better believe I'm going to pre-order that 10-inch Funko Pop right here. He's just going to be
Is that pre-ordered, that bad boy?
Yep.
Doesn't even come out.
Sideshow's probably going to put out a statue, and of course, everyone's going to buy that.
If Sideshow Collectibles ever releases Baby Yoda, it's over.
Oh my God. Yeah. That they can't do it can't be like a 1,000 or it needs to be higher. There's no way they could put a limit on that thing because it's going to sell out.
Wait, if they lower the limit, they would just have to skyrocket the price.
Oh my God.
And people would pay it because he's a national treasure.
They just announced a Doctor Strange statue that looks amazing, but Doctor Strange would be sitting there collecting dust if they put out Baby Yoda at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That would sell out so quick.
This guy right here. Right there.
That thing's awesome.
That Sideshow Collectible. And I actually have like a couple other ones. I mean, I don't know if you can see it on screen, but there's like a Punisher over there. He's kind of chilling on the corner there. But I have like that. I have a Deadpool that's still sitting in the box. There's like I have a few things that are just sitting in the box that just never came out when we moved and stuff like that. It's just still sitting there. I have so many things, and I'm still trying to decide how to rearrange the room because I kind of share the room. It's like half, so it's a basement room, but my half is on this side, so I have all my stuff, and then the other side is my wife. She has her things that she wants to put over there. So I'm still trying to decide how I should put things, if I should hang things up on the wall and free up the shelf space because I have like built-in shelving and put up more statues and figurines and stuff like that I have. Some anime statues. I have some Naruto stuff and other things that are just still sitting in boxes that I haven't even taken out yet.
Yeah. That's an amazing statue. I have that one too. It's really nice.
Yeah,
I'm glad you got one.
It's funny how the weight of it is surprising. Like you go to pick it up and be like, holy shit, this thing is heavy. Like it has some girth to it. It's the cabinet that it's actually sitting on. I had to move it to the corner because I had it in the middle and it was bowing the middle of the corner. The middle of it was starting to sag.
Dude,
I was like,
I'm
gonna have to move this to the edge where it's a little stronger because this cabinet's filled with CGC books. Yeah. So nothing but CGC in there.
I actually had to have my friend Justin come over and help me with it. I couldn't do it by myself.
It's nuts. It really is heavy as hell. I'm like, holy crap! Like I didn't realize that when I was putting it together. I'm like, this thing is heavy as shit. I have an Optimus Prime back there. You can kind of see him as well.
I feel like the only other sideshow that I've been wanting to I've been keeping a lookout for is the Master Chief one, where he's like standing on a rock holding his rifle. They're pretty hard to find.
Yeah, well, this thing too is the sideshow lithograph. It's Batman and Catwoman.
I have that with the Art Germ Zatanna up over here.
Yeah.
What is Master Chief, by the way?
I'm not telling you.
No, what is it? What character is that?
It's from Halo.
Oh, okay.
Halo.
I'm not telling you.
Yeah, if I end up with a box from, I'm gonna be I would be really upset. I'm not even gonna lie about that.
What is it? I'm not telling you.
It's a trap.
By the way, you were talking about Turner and not being appreciated when he was alive. Back in 2005, when I started getting back into this and I was going on a Turner craze, Turner was huge in 2005 and 6 and 7. He was the art germ of the time. Everyone wanted Turner covers. Yeah. He was on fire.
Yeah, he was like it's funny because my brother, he read comics. He's not necessarily a collector, so to him there was really no value in it. He just got things because he just liked to read them. You know, he got full runs just because he liked the story. So he has this actual run, the Batman Superman run that Turner did. I have the entire run. It's in my house because I have his collection with me. And he pretty much has like almost the entire run just because he liked the story. He didn't really collect it as a like, oh, you know, it's gonna be worth something. Like, no, he's just like, I just like it. So he basically has I have the entire run here. You know, he had other books like The Boys that blew up and because of the Amazon series. And I have like issue 1 through I don't know, 20 or whatever it is that he collected. And he's like, oh, it was a good story. He's like, yeah, you know, number 1 is actually worth something if it's a 9.8 now. So I actually sent in like 8 books for him to CGC. And you know, we're hoping that they come back, you know, 9.8s or whatever it is. Cause again, to him, it wasn't a collectible thing. So I told him, I was like, you know, these things are worth something now. The show, you know, popped and blew up and stuff. So hopefully they come back pretty good grades so I can get him some good money for them and stuff. But yeah, it's funny because he used to like to read a lot of obscure books at the time, books that weren't popular, none of the major like Marvel and all that stuff. He had Seven to Eternity.
Nice.
He had the first print, then he also had the blank cover. And they were just like sitting in a closet. And my sister-in-law actually almost cut up one of them for arts and crafts.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what the hell is this doing here? And why are you about to cut it? I was like, do not cut that at all. I was like, I am taking that with me. I was like, are you crazy? Yeah, so it's just funny. And, you know, he had like the Hush series that Jim Lee did. And he has the second print of, was it 618 or something like that? The Batman that he's on the perch.
Is that 608?
This is 60.
I think it's 608.
612 or it's one of the, you know, where he's on the perch and he's looking that way, and then the Superman cover that's looking the other way, and they kind of look together. It's that second printing that everybody's like looking for.
608.
Yeah, he had it sitting in a box, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I have that one." I was like, "What do you mean you have that one?" He's like, "Yeah, it's in a box." I was like, "Yeah, I'm taking that. That's probably I'm gonna keep that one." I was like, I don't care. I was like, for doing all this stuff for you, I'm keeping that one.
That one's worth
that's for me. Yeah. I'm keeping that book.
Yeah, it's like when Matt was showing some books, and I said, I got those somewhere, I think.
Oh yeah, it was freaking Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes 23. Yep. I was like, I want this book. I love this book. His next video, he was like, oh man, Matt was looking and was showing this book, and I'm like, I think I have that. And he just like pulls it out.
the Adam Hughes print.
Yeah, I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And I came across another book, and I said, "Oh, this Wolverine 3 call. I forgot I had this too." Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you said I think you bought that cover price, right?
Yeah, both of those books were cover price. Yeah. Right off the rack.
That was the first video I ever watched yours, TJ. I was mad. I was so mad. Like, are you kidding me?
That's awesome. That's one of those books those are those modern day grails.
Yeah.
it's just it's books that, you know, there was such low print run. Nobody was reading that title.
And they were still retailer incentives before they really.
Yeah, like who was ordering 25 issues of, you know, 23 at that time to get that one issue? You know, nobody was doing it. So they're so scarce that it's so hard to find. And now all of a sudden they're just like completely blowing up. One of my modern grails is the Edge of Spider-Verse 2, the Greg Land variant. Like I have that as a 9.8. And it was one of those books that I got before it like blew up in the movie and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm just thankful to have it because I bought the entire run for nothing because it was nobody like, yeah, whatever. And just, you know, selling this entire run of, you know, Edge of Spider-Verse, you know, 1 through 5, and we don't care, whatever. And so to get that as a 9.8, and now all of a sudden, you know, it's going for, you know, well over $2,000 or whatever the hell it is. Yeah. And I was thankful for that. And I had a small hesitation to actually get it cracked open and signed by Greg Land at Terrificon this year. And I thought better of it. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I was like, if it was a 9.6, maybe I would have got it cracked, signed, and pressed. But it was a 9.8, and I'm like, yeah, no. I get that cracked, I get it signed, and it comes back as a 9.6. I'm gonna lose my shit. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave it just the way it is.
Yeah. It's like the people like they have the Amazing Fantasy 15, and they take it, they crack it and everything as a good grade, and they put it in front of Stan Lee, and Stan Lee signs right over the face of Spider-Man. It's like you're an idiot for even thinking about doing that to begin with. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's what I was like, oh yeah, I could do that. I'm like, no, maybe I'll do Birds of Prey 8, and you know, I'll do that one better, and have that signed by Greg Land. I mean, I think it was like his 3rd cover that he's ever done or something like that. I'm like, it's an older book. It's one of his first works. Yeah. That'll work. I'll do that better. I was like, I'm not gonna do this book. I was like, I'll keep that the way it is.
Yep. And did you watch any of the New Year's Eve show for the Corpse last night?
I did not get a chance to watch any of those.
Yeah, they did a whole retrospect on reviews from the Batcave, and they showed the old theme for that show with Thanatos Comics and all the other people were on the show, and they talked for 20 minutes about Matt in his shorts.
It's true.
His American flag short shorts.
That's right. I still have those shorts.
Yeah.
Those are my party shorts. I wear them to parties, and I wear them a lot.
Yeah. Nice.
They talked about that last night.
Yes, last night at the New Year's Eve show, and it's like that brought back so many memories because that probably the second time I ever saw you was the short episode. And it's like, boy, it was just amazing nostalgia.
Oof,
that's awesome.
Hey, before we are already past the 3-hour mark. You're welcome, guys. You did it. Dang it. Take the Time Collectibles asked TJ what your favorite Turner cover is.
Oh my God, there's just so many.
That's a hard question.
It is.
I can't have an answer to that. There's just so many good ones. I really like the Civil War Iron Spider cover.
That's a good one.
That's up there. The Red Sonja 1 Michael Turner cover. It's on its way to me tomorrow as one of my favorites. And I love the Supergirl that's over his shoulder. Yep. And I have the original German of that.
Wow.
Wait, you have the original German one?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You know, every time I mention I had that, you have the same reaction.
Yeah, because I don't know. When you die, dibs on that. I want to buy that from your estate.
And you don't think you were going to have one in your collection from me before you die?
There's only 500 of them. If you did that, I mean, you've already done stupid crap before, TJ.
You're that stupid.
I wouldn't put it past you to like go balls out like that, but that would be intense. I don't need that.
I don't need that.
There's a 6.0 X-Men 12 sitting right there next to a Hawkman number 4 7.0 that both came from you as upgrades. Well, Hawkman was an upgrade. I didn't have an X-Men 12, but
that's all.
You should send some more of those in to get graded.
I don't want to. I'm scared.
Because there's some really good stuff in those files that you should have graded.
That's crazy. I know. John, when he sent in the What If 105, the first Mayday, that was awesome. It was like, just don't touch it, don't do anything, just send it in. It's gonna be a 9.8. Don't worry about it. It's like, yep, sure enough. It was like, that's a 9.8.
Nailed it.
Like, yep.
I was so happy. I was so scared too when he was doing the reveal. It's like, oh, please, please, please.
Yeah, those white covers are tough because you just any little smudge or anything is like, and it's down.
Yeah, and it's hard to see spine ticks with them too.
Yeah.
Yep. And he was worried about the miswrap. It wasn't a miswrap. That's the way that issue was made.
Yeah.
And I knew that because they're all that miswrap. So.
That's awesome. That's all. And the thing is, like, you know, for John, most of his collection is raw. He's not he's getting into the slabs, and he's getting a lot more slabs and stuff like that.
He's got the bug. It's just a matter of time.
Oh yeah. And but you can see it, like you can see the joy and you can see that, like, the energy is coming out, like, oh man, these are really nice. And he's getting a couple of slabs that are 9.8s, and he got that one, his cover of the year came back as a 9.8 and stuff like that, and you can see the joy. And he got die number 1 as a 9.8. So yeah, but it definitely draws you in. You definitely you send a couple of books in and you start getting that, and you get that bug to get books slabbed, because it's nice to have a raw book, and you get to open it up and stuff like that. But seeing it encased and it's all shiny, and it's nice. Like I obviously you can see I have raw books, I have graded books, but you get a nice book and it's encased and it looks like it's pretty. It's nice to display. It looks nice and stuff like that. And I just again, people have their whatever. Like, oh, I don't like it graded, but it diminishes whatever. I'm like, it's to each his own. Like I said, I have both. But there's certain books. You get that book and it comes back and it's all shiny and it looks nice and like, this is beautiful. It's like, I'm putting that up.
Yep. Speaking of putting stuff up, there is this like open space right here.
Yep.
I was thinking about either moving this over there, or I still have not hung this guy.
Ooh.
Adam Hughes-Atana.
Yeah.
This is a lot thinner though.
I think the bigger one would look better.
Yeah, it'll fill that space.
It'll fill the space in more.
Now I need to find a place to put this one. All right, can do.
Yeah, until March, of course. Then you have another option. But.
What?
What did you just say?
Nothing.
You don't have my address, TJ.
We
established this. He can get it.
Yes.
Damn it.
And you can't be mad at him because he gave it to me, because you gave my address away freely without me even knowing it.
Yeah, because you deserved it.
Oh, no.
All right, guys. I think I'm gonna start getting ready for bed. We've been here for 3.5 hours, so my track record for short videos is it's gone.
What are you talking about? You're back. This is what you did.
This is post breakup Matt equals 3-hour videos.
This is what you did, Matt. Like these are the videos that I sat there. My wife is like, "Are you still in that chat?" Yes, I am. I'm still in the chat because we're still talking.
Yeah, and hey, look, now you are a part of one.
I am. Thank you. Appreciate it.
This is no longer than Avengers Endgame. Come on.
Yeah, but one has way better, everything.
Way better everything.
But
now, was there anyone in the chat that we were ignoring for the whole 3 hours?
No, I think we did a pretty good job talking to. I mean, that's something that I feel like I have to get back into. But I think we talked to the chat quite a bit, and they were having some pretty good conversations on the side anyway.
They were.
Well, I'm gonna go back.
Like I said, I'm really bad at looking at the chat and kind of, like I said, from time to time I kind of glance over and I see a comment, but I'm really bad at it, and I'm sorry about that. I know, Reggie has the same thing. He's when I'm in one of his chats, and obviously he has quite a bit of people that show up to his chats, and he has some moderators and stuff like that. And I know I like Tina is one of them. He has a couple that are actually really good. You write something and she'll respond to you because obviously, Reggie's just going on about whatever he's talking about. So
he's got his little method.
Yeah.
But yep, we're not gonna do a 30-minute goodbye. We'll hang out for a second after we end the show. But for everybody, there's still 11 people watching. I think, I don't know, for my first live show back in I don't know how long, I think we had like a max of like 25 people in here, which is pretty awesome. 25 to 30. So thank you guys all so much for watching.
Definitely. Thank you.
And you made it this far. That's impressive.
Seriously.
So thank you as well. I hope anybody that has watched and is watching and gets to hear us talk about mental health issues, if you are dealing with anything, feel free to reach out to any of us.
Yes.
Putting them out there, but there's so many options and so many people to talk to, and this community is fantastic. If you are new to this community and you're just lurking, you haven't commented, you're not talking, or you're just taking it all in, it is very easy to become part of this community. Just throw hey, what's up, guys, in any of the live show chats you see on any of our channels, and I guarantee you will get responses, and people will take that and give back. Definitely. So don't be afraid to reach out and talk. Like Carlos said, it is a very lonely hobby. It can be. So if you are feeling alone, do not hesitate to reach out to anybody. Scroll through the whole chat and you can message any of those guys, and I guarantee you they will take the time to talk to you. If you have comic book questions, CGC questions, go to Reggie's channel. You won't find any advice from us.
What? I don't know CGC.
Okay, then message
yes,
TJ. But then be ready to get an earful from TJ about CGC.
Yeah. Well, I was so mad at John when he did a whole CGC special and he didn't even ask me to be part of it.
I didn't do a CGC special. What are you talking about?
I said John.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
John, yeah.
And then,
I wouldn't do that to you. But everybody, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Cheers. Happy New Year. Thank you for a great 2019. Let's have amazing 2020 and beyond.
Definitely.
And I think we should get together and do this again soon.
Definitely. Yes. I am there.
Anytime.
Yep. Don't forget, as soon as this finishes, I'll put the links to Los and TJ's channel in the description, as well as some Instagram links. So feel free to add them, follow them, They are great people with great content.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And thank you guys so much for being on the channel with me.
Thank you, everybody, for stopping by.
Bye.